Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series heads to Lime Rock. But it's not Alexander the Great. That's not correct.
No,
it's,
I see what happened. I changed the wrong thing. Hold on, guys. Let's do this again.
Yep.
Goody,
Yep.
start us off.
All right, hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series heads to Lime Rock for the SethRawlsDesign.com GP of Connecticut. And again, Ryan Vargas, there is his Twitter handles up there. It's kind of cool. He's racing here tonight at Lime Rock, and I will be joined to call this race along with Adam Peeler, Matthew Bayuk, and Carlos, of course, up in the booth as well. And occasionally we'll be hearing from Nick as well. And oh, the gnome! The gnome's back. We were watching that race, so we got the gnome. Look at that shovel. It's almost as big as his body. That's interesting. But speaking of interesting, I think tonight we got a very interesting road course here. You know, again, it's kind of overall it's a simple road course, but there's a couple of turns, especially with this high horsepower car, that could prove to be very tricky for these boys.
Yeah, I run it yesterday just to get an idea of what these guys will be dealing with. I was curious. We ran the TA2 in the Xfinity car on Tuesday, but I really wanted an idea of what this was going to be like. And kind of said it earlier in the pre-race show that, you know, you always hear about dirt racing and racing like you've got a egg under your throttle. I think it has more to do with this race than any dirt race I've ever did in my entire life. There is more throttle control with this car, with this track, than anything I've ever done on iRacing. So.
Yeah, especially with just, I mean, getting out of shape on any track, on any road courses, you're always prone to it with big, heavy stock cars. But this track is slick, very slick. It's also one of the most narrow road courses you can race at. And again, big, wide stock cars means if you lose traction, you don't really have a whole lot of ground to correct it. You have very, very little real estate to work with.
Yeah, and you know, it's narrow, but it's by yourself. It's not too bad. You see Damien right now taking some qualifying laps, but one thing again, turn 5? I think Damien's coming pretty darn close to it here, over that hill, that chicane. Yeah. And the last time I drove this was in a league race in the trucks, and generally even used to driving it right there where you see Damien almost getting on 3 wheels there, and that little hill, no matter what car, if you're running a Miata, you're running a truck with low horsepower, that corner's tricky. And these guys, I think, are going to have a handful out there tonight, and especially when if they're going to be too wide in that corner or up that hill, which I definitely would not recommend.
Yeah, there's a very fine line as to how much bean we're going to see. Some too much beans given over that hill. I think not coming off the corner. I don't know. We call it something else for going into the corner. I don't know what you call it for going up over a hill. Was it gravy going in? So what is it going over a hill? We'll think of something if we don't think of anything now, but it's just who's willing to gas it up the most. Because you're gonna. I didn't drive it, but I know I'm used to lifting over that thing. Who's gonna go the hardest at it?
Yeah, you got to time it right as well. I mean, I found out in the TA2 series on Tuesday that you have to time when you get back on the throttle just right coming over that hill, or you will go for a ride and it's not that fun.
Yeah, and especially if you're racing someone, you're testing your cojones and also discipline at the same time, which I don't know, that combo seems pretty dangerous.
I think, like you said, the discipline, I think that comes into play tonight more than most road courses because, like Matt said, you know, with these big stock cars, you get in trouble or you think you missed something and you try to, or someone's passing you, right? And you're like, oh, I got to get on the throttle, and you get on the throttle and you break loose. Here tonight, if you break loose, I give you less than a 50% chance you save it. So,
oh no, yeah,
this going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, and I don't know about you guys, but the few times I've ran here in any stock car, turn 1, I don't know why, it is the simplest looking corner, but it's the one that almost gives me the most fits, maybe because I don't think it's going to be challenging, and it's even that corner being so flat and wide and sweeping, it's very easy to overdrive it and go off in the grass.
Do we have a? Should we go ahead and make our picks? You think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
should.
we're
I
definitely
was
gonna make our
like-
picks. So my pick for half one. So I've been really waiting to pick this guy for this race specifically.
Oh boy.
Oh, I know it.
David Westergreen.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, poor David. You had to do
Yeah.
it. to him.
I don't feel bad, and I'm not sorry.
That's fair. Well,
Who did you pick?
I picked David Westergreen for half one.
Well, now,
I-
Goody or
So
there's
Goody,
Adam.
Goody,
Yep.
you're up.
yep. You know, I'd hate to do this. I hate to jinx such a fine fellow and his wife. If you're watching, I'm sorry. Cameron Rich. I'm going with the 29 car.
You- God.
All right, Healer, who do you have?
I'm gonna go with somebody who's already proven he can get around this place this week. Give me Joe Francis. He won Tuesday night, so give me Joe Francis in the 25.
Matt, who you got?
Give me the old land shark there.
Man, I just saw his name and I'm like, ooh, I should have maybe picked
he
him.
looks pretty good. I like old
Yeah.
kind
All right,
of
Carlos.
Yeah.
Who's finishing second tonight?
Oh, but well, obviously Cameron Rich is going to win this race. I'm already calling that shot. So congratulations
can't-
to.
I
understand it. No, I understand it. I understand it. As the current points leader in the Sugar Moon's Creation 2023 B Broadcast Championship, I'm gonna go with somebody who's been out to Europe in Euro NASCAR and OSCA rookie number 30, Ryan Vargas, to finish second in tonight's opening sprint race.
Happy, I'm
Very professionally
excited.
worded.
very excited for that.
Yeah. So we do see the broadcast championship. Do we have the regular points?
Oh, goody!
Up and ready
Where would
to
I
go.
be if I wasn't prepared
Oh.
for that?
I know. And there it is, getting tight. Tim Conrad right on the end of that bubble in 20th. Unfortunately, not here tonight under the weather, but still that battle of the guys on the outside looking in. It's tough. I think this race and next week, that's the final shots here, I believe, right?
I have a fun fact. Cameron Rich, only one position behind your current points leader, that being Braxton DeWeese. Cameron Rich actually was going to finish one of the races last week with 0 X's, getting that one bonus point, but his teammate hit him only a couple seconds after he crossed start finish line, which resulted in a 4X. We would have been going into this race with a tie for the lead.
Oh my goodness.
Tell you what, I've seen Joe Francis and Cameron Rich and Braxton DeWeese at the top of this thing all year. Somehow DJ Weeks has kind of just flown under my radar. I didn't even notice. He's up there in third. I don't recall announcing DJ Weeks being involved in wrecks. But I think he's having a pretty good season.
He's kind of having one of those. I don't know, like, you know, he has that Kevin Harvick kind of throwback as
Right.
scheme, and he's kind of like, where did he come from? And it seems like every week he's always, you know, maybe not always on the podium, but generally around that top 5 mark, week in, week out. James Watson, another guy who's had some bad luck, and he's right there in the thick of things as well. But there you see our starting lineup: Ryan Gavel on the pole. Cameron Rich to his outside, another guy who could be a factor here tonight in that number 1 car. Vincent Isabella, is this his first run of the season? No.
No.
Who?
He ran
Good
earlier in the
result.
season and had some
Yeah.
internet issues, but he's back.
Okay.
He's back. Yeah, hearing
Back
he's
in
got
again.
some free time, so he's back in the race. Gilberto Javier Gomera in the Miss Goodies car. Gotta always point that out. Starting 16th, he said he was looking forward to being here tonight, and he's outside the top 20, I believe, right now, heading into it. See if he can turn that luck around. Ty McIntosh all the way back in 27th. Guys, he's a guy who's right on the outside looking in. He's got to move up if he wants to get in those chase-offs.
He was
Yeah,
not
they're
looking forward to this.
In-car cameras for tonight, starting it off with the brand new camera of number 7, Ray Bracey, qualified in 10th.
Oh, I never seen Ray Brace's face. What is in the
Look at
background?
that. That is a Snorlax.
That is a Howdy Snorlax.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Where's your cat?
Just so we're clear, we're going green this time. We're not going to delay this.
All right, sounds
Alrighty.
good.
All right.
So it's
And
gonna
then
be
I
quick.
believe we also have no Tim Conrad, no Shane DiMontova, Zach Evans. We've
Ty?
seen him. We love him.
Oh
Flag
my
gloves.
gloves. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ty McIntosh. All right. Dallas Myhan with the VR setup and another football jersey.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
Seth
Derek
Rawls.
Carr jersey.
There's Darren Staff. He's getting ready.
No mac and cheese. I don't know what that means.
Nope, no mac and cheese. He's gonna get ready.
He already ate it. He's already locked in.
Unfortunately,
that's
no
true.
Jake, it seems. So unfortunately, not gonna have that. But that's gonna be it for your in-car cameras tonight.
Have we
And-
talked about that this first half is a sprint?
I
Short race,
teased it.
25 laps.
Tease it 25 laps. Second half, I believe 65 laps. Top 3 will invert. And we're just about ready. Go green flag racing here at Lime Rock. 25 laps. Ryan Gavel has the lead. Cameron Rich is outside. They're going to drag race down into turn 1. See if they mind their P's and Q's.
Oh,
so
we
far.
got a spin already. DJ Weeks is around. Nobody hits him.
Oh, no.
Cameron Rich went wide as well.
Cameron Rich Wyatt, he loses about 12 spots.
Oh man, you
Man,
did
oh,
jinx
man.
him.
Dallas Myhan is also off track.
Man, there's
High
so much
tight
going on
racetrack.
right
Ooh!
now.
Damian slamming the brakes to avoid it, sending Braxton DeWeese off track. They are still scrambling all the way through the back of the pack.
Oh, Rutz is around.
Oh boy. So a lot to unpack here. People trying
Ooh,
to
heavy
pile up
damage.
these cars. Ooh, yeah.
No
Lutz can't
calamities
seem to-
going up
to
over the
catch,
hill.
Catch a break. None yet. As Ryan Gavel looks like he'll lead lap number 1. Ryan Vargas right behind him, and Gavin Hibbs. He's always been fast on road courses. He's right on the back bumper of Vargas heading into 1.
Cameron Ridge dropping back early is going to make this thing interesting. He's always a third at these road courses, and I think Cameron Ridge is usually one of the best at conserving those tires over a long run. Now, oh my goodness.
Oh wow, what a
Right in
run.
front of him. It's going to be a battle. This is such a difficult track to pass at with the lack of traction and lack of track width.
Like we said,
Yeah,
this is a sprint, and
we
these
got
guys know
problems in
it.
front. Ryan Gavel loses the lead. He went
Gavel
wide.
went wide. He's going to drop back to the 4th spot. Kynan Jones now up into 3rd. Gavin Hibbs 2nd, and Ryan Vargas, your leader.
Sorry to cut you off, Adam. What were you saying? Oh, Damian Leininger over the hill, hard into the wall.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, I wonder if that was. I wonder if he jumped the shark. No, that's not gonna catch on.
Oh, he hit Vincent. He got loose and veered into him, coming over the hill.
That's his teammate.
Nobody
Yeah.
is immune to that hill.
No, all I was gonna say was, with this being a short race, there's no strategy involved. There's no pit stops. You don't have to worry about that. It is just go. And apparently they got
No,
the
it's a
message,
different-
because they
it
are
is a different
going
kind of strategy.
crazy.
Yeah,
Different kind of
it's-
strategy than usual.
Yeah, it's hot lap strategy. And that's where I think, especially on this first lap, we've seen all the off courses and stuff, because you kind of have to get what you can while you can get it before you get spread out, stuck behind someone. You might be faster then. Maybe have to get away with it. Here, there's not a lot of time to overcome that.
We're going to have a battle for the lead here really soon. Ryan Vargas was good in practice and good in qualifying, but Gavin Hibbs
Oh,
set down
cherries
the
into the
fastest
wall.
lap. He set down the fastest lap in practice.
Yeah, Gavin Hibbs, I believe last time we were at a road course, he was, where did we go at the road course? I'm trying to remember now. Why
Wasn't
can't
it-
I remember?
Montreal.
Was it Montreal? I was going to say,
Yep.
but I wasn't 100% sure. And he had a good run going. I think he got involved in a wreck while he was running up front. Right now, trying to seek redemption, trying to run down. Seems like a certain parts of the track here, right before going up to the hill, Vargas seems a little bit quicker then. But I think Hibbs right here
This
after
is where
that
Hibbs
hill.
was making his money last time, though.
Yep. You see,
And you see
even,
this last corner? Sorry to totally cut you off there. I just noticed
oh
it.
no,
Here, look how much deeper he can get in and get lower. He makes up a lot of time there. He lost it on an exit, though.
yeah, it kind of slid the rear tires, but still within under a half a second back. Now we're in the 3 wide TV multicam. How about Dave Carpenter? Even though he's from the area, never been on this racetrack, we're kind of surprised by that one. He's running up in the 12th spot right now.
Just to keep tabs on it. Cameron Rich by a good 2/10. was faster than everybody on track last time except for Ryan Vargas.
Oh wow. So he's looking to make up that time that he's lost up in the 9th position, trying to chase down Zach Rogers in the 87 machine.
And you know everybody wants to beat Ryan Vargas, right?
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Like everybody wants to beat him. You want to beat
Whoa.
the active guy. Oh, Tepe's
Oh,
around.
Tepe! Oh no.
Hibbs is going to have a shot here. He got up to his bumper. He's got a little bit of a better run. He might make a move on Vargas. He's going to show
James
the nose.
Watson is also
He's
around.
taking a peek.
Whoa! Vargas tried to outbrake him, and he did. Almost broke traction.
Uh-oh.
I'm hearing some unhappy stuff.
I'm hearing Vic laying down some lumber right now. I would like to know
this up.
I want to know what happened.
Here, you want to know what happened? I got a replay for you, my bud. Let me cue that up.
Oh, someone's might be going into the penalty box.
I don't know about that, but
Oh, that's
Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow.
There's Watson going around.
Oh, Cameron Rich barely squeaking by.
I'm here. It sounds like Vic is playing OSCA Daddy since we don't have OSCA Daddy out here tonight. He seems like he's scolding someone right now. So interesting.
Let's just
stuff
say
going on.
if you lap 6, the 96 in like turn 2 or 3.
Oh, so
There
we
was an
saw.
incident that I had to scold somebody over. It's just unacceptable racing. We can't have that.
lap 6 to 96.
So
Oh, was he driving? Was it because he was driving backwards?
No, I think it's what.
Try the reasoning was backwards.
Yeah, I
Alright,
think we caught him
let's
backwards.
Skip the replay.
Yeah.
It might be
well,
lap 5, honestly.
Why was he? Oh no. Oh.
Man, that's suboptimal.
Yeah. That
His
couldn't
quote was
have worded
5 for an
any better.
eye. So, yeah, he got DQ'd. So he will not be participating in the rest of this sprint.
Okay, so is he eligible for half number 2?
Hey, if he wants to, but it's unacceptable behavior. We can't be having people do that.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Hey,
Bracy!
Bracy and DeWeese contact.
Wow, what a save by DeWeese, and gets passed by the guy he's running with in points, Cameron Rich, and that looked like netcode too. I don't know from that angle that we just saw.
They definitely came close, but it could have been a little bit of netcode involved for sure.
Either way, one whale of a save by Braxton DeWeese, and only losing a couple of spots there on the racetrack. Still holding on to that 7th spot, but Cameron Rich able to work back up into the 6th position. And let's see if we can get that 3-wide TV replay. Take a look.
Oh, Gavin's got a big run here. I
That
don't
is
think he's
definitely
close enough.
netcode.
Man, it has been really, really impressive watching these two up front. Gavin has done a great job being mistake-free, applying pressure, but to combat that, Ryan Vargas has also not yet made a mistake under that pressure. That 95 has been as close to right on his bumper at times, and they've been running nose to tail. The difference is, though, I think they might have pushed their tires a little bit because Ryan Gavel, who dropped back, has been creeping up on them, gaining about a few tenths each lap on average.
Yeah, he is. He's coming up, coming strong. And if you're Gavin Hibbs, are you just kind of riding behind? I mean, not riding, I would say, but like just waiting to make that move at the right time. Maybe waiting for Vargas to slip up, because especially how overall their lap times are pretty close, as you see there on the scoring. But again, it seems like a different halves of the racetrack where Vargas is faster, where Hibbs is faster. So maybe it's a strategy move, but I don't know. But
I mean,
either
it's
way, like
so
you said,
easy.
Gavel's gonna be there.
I just want to quote Ryan Vargas just a moment ago, and I quote this: "Gavin, I am scared."
Oh wow! So it's kind of.
I mean, you can mess up at any time with these cars. Just the slightest too much throttle,
Bobble from Vargas. Gavin is
you
very
can mess
close.
up so easy.
Literally just what Adam was saying. Vargas had a bit of a bobble there. It allowed. Gavin seems to make up all of his ground, getting into the corner and rolling the center. Vargas is more aggressive on the exit. Sometimes it sticks really nicely. It's really off this turn here, like right here. Right here. Gavin takes a conservative approach, doesn't always beat him. If Vargas bobbles, yep.
Oh,
right.
Look at that body
but
roll,
Gavin
though.
bobbled too.
able to close in a little bit, but not as much as what was available there for him. And with all this happening, again, Ryan Gavel right behind, so these guys both might be scared in a minute.
Whoa! Sorry, Gavel drifted and was about 6 inches from flying off the racetrack.
Oh boy, yeah, he did lose a lot of about 3/10 in that corner by drifting high. Now we got lap traffic right ahead of him. That could play a factor in this battle. But you know, just going back to what Vic said about or Vargas saying that he's scared of what Gavin's doing. You know, at the end of the day, from a professional driver telling you that as an iRacer, he's got to be smiling ear to ear.
Probably having a fun time in there. Got to be having fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, having fun, but having a professional driver tell you that,
right.
that's you gotta be like, oh yeah, I put the heat on a professional driver. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That,
do
or
that
the
voice
fact
again.
that a professional driver also just told you he's not having as much fun as you. You're like, oh god, we're all miserable.
Oh man, look how much slide in the rear end there on these corners. I'm sure everyone's dealing with that pain right now. And with all that being said, you see how sideways Vargas is getting off these corners, able to maintain that lead by about 0.4 of a second right now. Everyone's having that issue with all this horsepower under the hood.
I do need to give some shout outs here. Some of our biggest movers about 11 laps into this thing. Dave Carpenter up from 18th where he started to 8th place. Zach Evans +5 to 12th. Francis +5 to 14th. The biggest gainers are Ty McIntosh, who started 27th, currently up to 15th. Jake Scarborough up 14 spots from 30th, running 16th.
And Ty McIntosh needed a good run here tonight, especially, you know, it's going to be hard for him, a tall task to get in the top 3 for that invert, but
Tongue was out. Tongue's out.
Himself out. Tongue's out. It's getting real.
I'm looking at his lap times. He's on it. He's running lap times about fast enough as the guys who are running 8th and 9th. He's got cars out in front of him that he's going to pass.
I think also too, if you're Ty, right, like you know this is the short half, go get them now.
Oh,
go
yeah.
get the points now in the short half. So when you have to run 60 laps, you know that's a long time where you can mess up. So go get them now while it's short, less time to mess up.
Front. Gavin Hibbs almost ran into him.
Almost
got that
into
close.
the back.
Almost ran
Oh man,
into him.
he is right there, about 1/10 off, right to the back bumper. He is there. Oh boy! I thought one of those two cars were gonna go off track. Gavin Hibbs almost went off coming out of the final corner, and right now, Gavel, he's got to be sitting there just watching this. Yep, he's watching these two boys battle it out. Oh, Capuano around.
Just saying, keep doing it, boys. Keep doing it.
Lots of lap traffic ahead. We're getting into the really heavy lap traffic. There's a good 5 or 6 cars within the next few seconds up the road.
And they're going to bring Cameron Rich back into this if they're not careful.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're watching this thinking, you know, 25 laps is a short one, you got 65 laps in half two. Just to note, you see the lap times are around 53, 54 seconds. Mile and a half. Oh, boy, someone off track.
Oh, Vargas went wide. Vargas went wide. They're side by side. Here we go.
Gavin Hibbs is going to take the lead, going into the final corner, side by side. They're going to drag race.
No,
Vargas. Hell of a job by Vargas recovering.
But that's going to bring Ryan Gavel right up on top of them.
Oh boy, and is Hibbs going to be able to run his line with Gavel putting the heat on him?
There, Gibbs had waited 13 laps for that mistake, and he finally got it, but Vargas was able to recover it even more impressively. Super stuff from these guys.
I'm going to point it out now. Cameron Rich cut 2 seconds off of them that lap.
He's going to get there the way they're racing.
Yeah, 11 laps to go, or 10 and a half by now. Over the hill here, these top 3 cars have been masterful getting over that hill.
I tell you, man, Ryan Gavel looks about as planted as anybody up here in this top 3. If he can get by them, he might be able to run from Cameron Rich if he can put some space between him. Gavel looks stable.
Ooh.
Not as much raw speed. Those guys are slinging it. Hibbs and Vargas, they don't have much left on those rear tires compared to Gavel and Rich, but they have done an excellent job keeping control of their race cars.
Yeah, this has been a fun battle to watch with the Vargas getting sideways with these top three now having to go through lap traffic to boot. This could get very interesting. And look at who's coming, the 29 car of Cameron Rich. Not even I could jinx him from this race. He's coming back and he's going to try to
Well, hang on. There's
try to
10
duke it
laps.
out.
He only cut a half second out that lap, so did not gain on him as much.
And you know, they always say this in real life racing, you know, especially with him being in that fourth spot. Those top three cars, when they have to get around lap traffic, I think generally these cars are going to let them go by. But if there's some guys kind of racing, battling other lap cars, they're going to fight a little bit harder for those top three guys than they will at Cameron Rich in fourth.
He's
Western
got a
Green
run. He
thread-
might take
Ooh,
it. He didn't take it.
didn't take it. Man, Vargas, it's just how sideways he's getting and still able to hold on to the lead is impressive.
He's super. I think he's the most aggressive getting into the brakes. He's braking later, and it scares me. The back end lurches when he gets into turn one, but it's what he does every time, and it works for him.
Yeah, it's definitely hooking up, but gotta wonder, you know, in the sprint it's gonna work. Is that gonna work in a 65 lap half number two?
I don't know. What about fuel? They can make it on fuel for this half. Oh,
This half,
yep.
yes.
Oh.
There's somebody else, guys, who's actually cut into this lead, and he's doing a hell of a job. Conan Jones is running fifth, and he is actually catching the top three slowly, not as fast as Cameron Rich, but he is
The top
putting together
30?
some very pretty laps.
Here comes Hibbs. He's got to run. He's gonna take it.
Oh,
Oh, he's trying to
there
outbrake
again.
Vargas. Oh, Gal tries to follow him. Oh, he's sideways.
oh my goodness, the battle for the lead is heating
That
up.
was drifting.
Oh,
This
contact!
is not letting go.
Side by side, Vargas is gonna have the advantage in this corner,
Oh my
and he's
god.
holding to the lead. What a drive by the 30 car of Ryan Vargas. Oh man, that's about the biggest lead he's had in a while now.
OSCA has about the most road races in a mini season because we do small seasons. But they're all
Somebody
the best
please tell me
races to
what
watch.
Vargas is saying. My chat is not working. What is Vargas saying? Because I know he has to be happy.
He is having a hoot, dude. He's having a
Cameron
hoot.
Rich has gained an entire second.
Just
Hey, give a hoot, don't pollute.
Don't pollute. And oh man, no, Gavin's got to fight off Gavel going into
Too many.
turn.
Oh,
Gavin Hibbs!
No!
Oh, no!
Oh, oh, Gavel goes around Hibbs. Cameron Rich now in second. One and three quarters of a second behind Gavel. Vargas. My goodness, there's so much going on right now.
Man, that's,
Who wants a
Heat
replay?
catch.
I was gonna say
Vargas.
if
Yeah,
Ryan
we become
Vargas,
replay.
if Ryan Vargas thought he had his hands full before, just wait till Cameron Rich gets there.
Man, oh man. Kevin Hibbs just over braking.
I apologize. It's the wrong person.
That is the wrong car.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's a little bit of.
Here we go,
shift
here we
in
go.
sport
27
shift-
of Daniel Cherry.
Shift on shift.
An
violence
aggressive
there.
goes around.
That's what it felt like. I didn't know what to say.
Oh,
See, that's too much gravy.
Just making contact.
Too
that's
much
too much
gravy.
gravy. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And man, Cameron just kept through it and dodged it all. But now, that lead is shrinking a little bit as Vargas goes around Dustin Dewar to lap him. Cameron Rich under a second and a half. Now with 6 laps to go, can he get it done? Wow, this.
Now, as we saw, it took forever for Gavin Hibbs to get an opportunity. Even if Cameron Rich can catch Ryan Vargas, which from the looks of it, he just might, passing him is going to be a whole other story.
Yep, it's the old saying, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. And we're getting down to 5 laps to go. That lead's still shrinking ever so slightly, as you see on the actually not ever so slightly. He's coming. Oh, that time was ever so slightly.
Can I draw a circle? There we go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was good. Yeah, he's actually closing in quite a bit. Cameron
Those
Rich
tires.
digging deep.
There's another race unfolding right now. The transfer spot has 4 cars almost under a blanket for
Oh my
third spot.
goodness. Yeah, that's Hibbs, Kynan Jones, Ryan Gavel, and Ray Bray. I'm just off topic. That 7 car is probably one of my favorite cars on the racetrack. That is a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme.
That is beautiful, and he's having a beautiful run here tonight as well.
Oh,
Oh, Kynan Jones! He saves it, but he might lose that spot to Ryan Gavel. He does.
He does.
Oh!
And man,
Oh!
Cameron Rich is there.
caught him.
He is there. He is coming down 4 laps to go. He's already at the bumper. This might not even be a battle going into one. Vargas is going to try to give him everything he's got.
Vargas has
30 in the
proved he is
29.
not easy to pass.
Oh, he's losing. He keeps
Oh,
splitting it.
what?
He keeps splitting it.
Keeps his foot in it, and now Vargas is going to have the advantage.
Oh, there's no traction on that side of the track. It's what killed Gavin last time.
Oh my God.
what is he
How did he
doing?
do that? How did he do that?
Vargas, holy crap, keeps the lead 4 to go.
This, my everybody, is a professional driver right there because that was insane.
Just insane, and OSCA's best are trying to give him a run for his money, and I'm sure he'll tell you. He's been about as intimidated as I think he can
Oh,
get.
Rich is going to have another big shot here. Oh, he slid a little bit. It might not be as big as I thought.
Vargas is going to protect the bottom lane.
Oh, Rich shows his nose late.
Late. Gets through a little bit better if he gets a run. Oh, he had to check up a little bit.
If we're going to see a pass, it's going to be on that last corner. We've seen Gavin Hibbs twice now and Cameron Rich a third time. They can get alongside going through turn 1, but as long as Ryan Vargas can hold it to their left, he has been able to force them almost off the track, give them room, but make it difficult, and they just can't get it done. He's going to have to clear him by the time they get out of turn 1.
Nobody is better through the S's than Vargas. I think Vargas isn't as good after he gets to the top of the hill, but from turn 1 through to the hill, Vargas is way better. He needs to be able to protect this part of the racetrack right here.
Jeez. Wow. He's trying to do the intimidator button right now with 2 to go. Cameron Rich putting the heat on. Ryan Vargas, 2 to go. Going through turn 1.
Here's your chance. Go to work. Tell your buddies that you used to be a NASCAR driver.
Sideways.
Oh, he's trying to hang on. Oh, Cameron's got a good run, but he's not going to have the position, I don't think.
No, it's not the preferred lane.
Yeah.
He's out there. Oh, he's got to save it.
All right, he's got to
Oh, my
gather it back
goodness.
up. Get one more run at him.
Yeah, he's only going to have one more chance. He's got to spend the rest of this lap trying to catch back up now.
Yeah, and he's got to not slide at all to try to catch back up. We know Cameron Rich can do it, but does he have enough time? And I think kind of like what you guys were saying, he's got to set up that pass coming out of the last corner and hopefully drag race him to the finish line and have that run.
He's better in the place you want to be better. Coming off that last corner, he's just got to close the gap right here so he has the chance.
He's got 7/10 of a second to close and 1 lap to do it. Ryan Vargas holding off Cameron Rich. Gavin Hibbs in the 3rd spot.
He had a monstrous first couple of corners there. And
He got him right here.
if he
He's
can make
here.
it- if he can make it stick here, wow, what a first sector there by Cameron Rich.
Wow. He has
He can
closed
get
that
over
up
the
almost
hill.
in half.
It's going to be
Where-
about getting over this hill.
Stretch for Vargas has usually had a bit of an advantage, but Cameron Rich is there. Now this is where Cameron Rich's time to shine. Who's going to win it? Just
Oh,
a
Rich
couple
hit the
more.
curb. It's going to hurt him.
Nope, it's not. He's too far back.
Yep.
He's got to full send it.
And I don't think he's going to get there coming out of the final corner. Oh, he gets a little sideways. Cameron Rich does. He gets a run, but not
Oh,
enough.
he got
Ryan
close.
Vargas wins half
Woo.
number 1.
Wow.
Oh,
What
my
a
gosh.
race.
Classic
Wait.
OSCA road
All
course.
right, we
Yep.
officially need sprints more often. That was awesome.
Gavin
Man, oh
Hibbs
man.
will start on pole for half number 2.
Is he
And
on the
how about Gavin
Discord?
Hibbs? He was only,
No.
I don't know. But Gavin Hibbs only finished under a second and a half behind, so he made up quite a bit of time with those 2 guys battling it out. But man, it was Vargas showed why he's a professional driver, but also I think some of these OSCA regulars showed that he's not bulletproof here for half number 2. There's other guys who can contend for this win, especially now going 65 laps. So again, your top 10 here, as there's some of them still just finishing up. Vargas, your winner. Cameron Rich, 2nd. Gavin Hibbs, 3rd. Ryan Gavel, 4th. Ray Bracey, 5th. Kynan Jones, 6th. Now I lost it. What I was looking at.
Kind of 6.
Braxton DeWeese 7th. Kyle Carlson in the double zero.
Hey, he
this
finished
week.
one.
Yeah, he finished one. He finished 8th. Good run. Dave Carpenter, nice run for him, finishing 9th. And Darren Staff rounds out your top 10.
And by the way, I didn't mean that as a slight as Kyle Carlson. I just mean there's that trend of him qualifying well and something dumb happening. I meant like he actually got that top 10.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. But man, I can't wait to see what we're going to see in half number 2.
And I'm wondering about fuel. Is this a 1 or 2 stop?
I've heard both. I've heard it's maybe possible if you run it long enough to do it on 1 stop.
Oh.
And I've heard that 2 stop is what everyone is thinking, but it's possible to do it on 1 stop. I do want to say, going back to the points, that was a big deal in the first half. So Kynan Jones and Ty McIntosh are kind of really fighting for right at that cutoff line. Kynan finished 6th, and Ty did a very good job of getting up to 15th, but that was a very good points half for Kynan Jones.
Yeah, he had a good run. Now he's gonna re-rack him and see what he can do from that 6th spot. But with that, as you look through the final running order here, Vincent Isabella, he must have had some issues finishing 28th. Kind of surprised to see that. Are we going through our half 2 picks now?
Oh yeah, we gotta make
Give
those.
me like a minute.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's vamp, guys. So, how's coffee?
I'm getting a little thirsty. Might get up and go get me something to drink here in just a second.
Yeah. Oh, if we might get Vargas. Vic's trying here to see.
Yeah,
what
I mean that's what
the winner.
He's trying to do. Usually you do interview the half 1 winner.
The half 1 winner.
But to be fair, this was not a half. This was a sprint race. Now we're gonna go to the actual main event.
The main event, and again, points paying out just as normal. Just 1 shorter, 1 longer. Sprint and enduro. Can we even call it that? I guess.
No, I think Goody wrote what he wanted it to. Not Goody.
I didn't write.
Goody definitely didn't.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be called feature. That's what it's called.
Feature. Okay.
I like it though. I mean, I like this. I
do like it.
in a longer half.
I like the halves, but I feel like winning the second half is more important to the drivers, or for broadcasting wise, it's more important than winning half 1 because of how quick the turnaround is. So kind of changing it up and making it like a sprint and then like a feature race, I think that works. But I would say not for every race. I feel like some races should be halves, like straight up halves, and then maybe some races like these where it's a feature in the sprint.
I like the idea of having to pit more than once. I was going to say, I like the idea of maybe having to pit more than once because we all know sometimes these get strung out and it comes down to pit row. So if you add 2 chances on green flag stops versus 1, that could change things up even more. So I kind of like that as well.
All right, so we can do
race picks?
Yeah, those things.
Yeah, we can do
picks.
picks. Sorry. So I thankfully did get to do my picks first twice now. So my pick half 2 is the 32 of Dustin Dewar. It's not that I don't have the confidence that my half 1 pick will also do poorly. It's just that I'm saving David Westergreen for another race for half 2.
All right. Well, who's next?
Up next is Peeler, actually.
Yeah. So I totally thought that Joe Francis would run a little better. He did a very good job. Good points night for him. Just not what I thought I would get. So I'm gonna do this because I never might get to do it again. Give me Ryan Vargas in the 30 car. See, I suck. Now I get to pick it. Ha!
Okay. Sorry, I gotta answer a question here. But Matt, you're up next.
All right. I should wait for him to answer the question, I guess.
You're good. You're good. Actually, they answered it for me.
Oh.
Somebody has got my back here.
Give me Cameron Rich.
Good call.
And Goody.
I like what I seen. He had that 1 little slip up, but I like that 95 of Gavin Hibbs.
Carlos.
I think 95. Gavin Hibbs is going to be good. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Ryan, but I'm predicting it's not going to have a good result like he had in the first one. That being said, I'm gonna put bit of a safety pick. You know, he's not. I don't see him. He's got the speed, but I think he's gonna be a little too far back. I'm gonna pick the 73 to have a consistent finish and bring home a another earned points victory points night for me.
I mean, hey, you already picked the
Kynan?
winner.
Did you really just pick Kynan?
Yes.
Wow, that's bold.
Hey, he finished fourth, right?
Yeah,
He
but
was-
now he has
Yeah.
to play strategy, not just
he,
speed.
he was actually.
Oh,
my
I
safety
didn't think about that.
Sorry, and I was gonna say before we started doing picks, one other thing. Adam kind of touched on it. What I love about this kind of format, it asks you to do more. You have your little first sprint. How good are you at just going all out? What's the fastest you can do on a green flag run, or maybe can you save a little bit and be there at the end? And then your second half, the possibility of multiple stops. Can you handle your stuff on a long run? Can you make the right strategy calls? This kind of almost forces you to be good in every phase.
That
it's
and
gonna be interesting. Yeah.
what I was
Go ahead.
thinking was, so road courses get strung out, right? And we always have, usually you only have to make one pit stop. So if you're the guy trying to stretch fuel,
So we got to do something. I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but Ryan Vargas wants an interview now.
All right.
All right.
Here we
Let's
go.
bring him in.
Ryan, welcome to the
He's
3Y
muted.
TV.
He's muted. He can't hear us.
Oh, he is muted. He is muted.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he
How's
is.
it going? Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on the win. It was a hard-earned win out there. How was it here at Lime Rock in a high horsepower stock car? That had to be feel a little different for you.
Man, that was a blast. I mean, the racing in this car was hard for sure. I had to underdrive the absolute heck out of this thing, but it's pretty cool to wheel this critical path security Chevy here on iRacing. I appreciate the folks involved in getting this car put together. That was really cool, and cool to, I guess you could say, unofficially get 3F Racing's first iRacing win. So no, that was fun. A heck of a battle up front. I was definitely not as fast as some of those guys up there, but I just got the track position when it mattered.
So now at half number 2 here, it's going to be a longer half. There's going to be a little bit more strategy played along in this feature. I guess we're calling it. Not the two guys that were putting the biggest challenge on you, Cameron Rich and Gavin Hibbs, starting ahead of you. What is it going to take to get around them and pull off the sweep here tonight?
Man, some luck. That's how I got the lead, I feel. I mean, I'm gonna give myself a little credit. I held on to it when I got it, but you know, they raced the heck out of me, but they raced me clean, and that's all I could really ask for. So that was really, really cool. I appreciate them racing me hard and racing me clean, and this will be a fun race. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, before I turn over to my compadres here, give yourself some credit there. I've never seen a car get so sideways and still get the run off the corner. That was pretty neat to see. But Matthew, Adam, got anything for Ryan?
Yeah, how much rear tire is there left by, like, I don't know, lap 15? Because it looks like at that point it's just a bunch of controlled slides.
Man, I mean, it felt like there was none. I can tell you that. I didn't look at it. I was driving the heck out of it. Just at the end there, I saved my tires to the best of my abilities and just tried to be as consistent as possible because I knew these guys were just so good. So, sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words. I'm kind of like doing a bunch of everything, but it's just cool. It's cool to show up into this league. It's cool to have success with these guys, and everyone in this league up front did just a phenomenal job. The racing was a blast. So maybe I could try and sneak another win out here for the feature.
I got no questions. I just think it's awesome you're here. Watching you go side by side through the S section and be able to hold them guys off was amazing. It was blowing our minds. Thanks for being here. Thanks for putting on the show, and go get them, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just tried to roll the top. Tried to use the imaginary cushion here at Lime Rock. I guess that's the thing, right?
You made it work.
Manifest
It was.
Yeah, there's a cushion there. You just gotta find it. No, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for bringing me in the booth. And just like I said, just really appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate Critical Path Security being on this car in real life and also here on the sim. And like I said, just cool to run this 3F car on here.
All right,
All
I got
right,
one.
we'll
I
let
got
you
one
get
last
ready for-
question before you go.
Oh.
Ice cream cake or regular cake?
Oh.
Ice cream cake or regular cake? Ice cream cake all the way.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
That's a
All
good
right.
man. That's a good man right
Good
there.
man.
But hang
Good
on,
man.
hang on. I will
Oh,
say,
oh.
you know those like big cookie cakes? Like the
Oh,
little
yeah?
cookie?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my number one go-to. But we're going to green.
All right,
All
thanks.
right, all right. Well, yeah. Best luck to you. Put on a hell of a show, Ryan.
I will do my best. Thank you.
That was Ryan Vargas, winner of half number 1. And you know what's crazy, Peeler? I had to say, as we're getting ready to go green here, he was talking about grabbing the cushion, and were you not talking about this track almost being like a dirt track?
It
You
is.
were.
It's the throttle control on this racetrack is insane, and I cannot wait to watch them do it again for 65 laps.
Yeah, I can't wait, especially
Wait,
now that Vargas.
who's missing a bumper already?
What?
Yeah, when
Is
they were
that
rolling off,
Carlson?
when they were rolling off the grid, they played some bumper cars.
Ooh, hopefully no more bumper cars as we head down to turn number 1 as we take the green flag of the Seth Rawls Design.com Grand Prix of Connecticut feature race.
Wow, you
And
remembered all that?
That's a
Yeah,
mouthful.
somehow, I think I said it right. I was more worried about saying design, not design. So, Woo, man.
Good job. Good job. That's the best you've ever done announcing a race.
Oh, me no
Oh,
fine.
no, there goes Zach Evans. Oh man, so now the two guys that were, they were in chase mode, trying to run down Vargas in half number 1. Now they're battling each other for the lead here, as Gavin Hibbs almost mirroring what he was doing in half number 1 with Vargas. Oh, Gilberto around heavy
Emotional
contact.
support.
Oh man, he was looking so forward to coming here tonight, and long race here in half number 2 in the feature, and he's got some, probably repairs to do after that. But
Just
Gavin
to
Hibbs,
clear-
what,
I was
what's
like,
that?
just to clear up what I was going to say before Ryan Vargas jumped in here, we were talking about it earlier. With them having to pit twice, somebody might actually try to run long, and because it's a road course and we normally get spread out, the person running long doesn't have a chance to win. They're normally doing it to just get track position. This could actually be a race with them having to pit twice, where someone running long might actually sneak out a win versus just finishing in the top 5. So that's something that I kind of want to see happen.
Yeah, just the different strategies of what you can get to work. It should be a fun one to watch here. As and again, with some of these cars, how close they were in that short sprint. With Gavin Hibbs.
Speaking of, he's looking low on Cameron Rich. They're door to door heading into turn 1.
Hibbs up side by side, battling in turn number 1.
Ooh,
Hibbs
he's going
is
to clear it this time.
He's gonna clear. So these 4 cars right here, they're the kind of the big guys battling it in the sprint race, and we know they're pretty close on speed. So now, again, with this potentially two stop race, it could come down to just who gets on and off pit road the best.
It could also come down to who doesn't make a mistake in 65 laps. I mean, we're all iRacers, guys. We don't sit at our desk for hour plus most nights and race. Like, we don't. We run 30-minute races.
Carpenter round.
45 minutes seems like a long time, but these guys are going to be running a road course for an hour. I know some of these guys do like the 24 hours and stuff, but it's not normal. It's not something we do a lot. So not messing up for 65 laps, have fun with that. I'm glad I'm up here.
Yeah, they're also wrestling it too. Like, they're sawing on that wheel. I mean, I know, like, they're just sitting down, but you can work up a sweat if you're just sitting there sawing constantly back and forth, having to fight it, even though it's not a race car.
Oh boy, that was almost. I bet you if one more car got involved there, that could have been a track blockage as Scarborough goes around. And if you see Carpenter, just not a lot of time you have to wait almost for the whole field to go by this early on in the going.
Look at how much
But yeah.
Ty's camera is moving based on how much he physically has to move the wheel.
Yeah, you showed him earlier now he's in the top 10. So
Where's
great, he's
Cameron
already moved
Rich?
up 5 spots.
Where's
There's
Cameron Rich?
Oh no!
No, not again.
Well, there goes my wasted Cameron Rich pick.
I want to say
Ooh.
Ty's Macintosh, his car is beautiful. That
car
pink on that
is-
race car looks so good.
It's got like the Sugar Moon's pink on it, isn't it?
Actually, it's not the Sugar Moon Speak. It's a little
Oh.
bit darker, but
Yeah.
it works. It's a good looking little race car.
Yeah, pink and black. I don't think he can go wrong.
Oh, there
I
he
think
goes.
I'm-
Well,
oh,
oh,
no, Cherry!
I talked about his teammate.
You
he
know,
had a rough first half.
and that's you were
Sprint.
talking. I think Peeler, he tried so hard to get here. They get a big update.
Oh,
down
oh,
the
Vargas!
stretch.
Vargas! He saved it!
Oh! But he's gonna lose his spot to Ryan Gavel, now falling back to third with the disappearance of Cameron Rich.
So Vargas wants everyone to know that was due to the intimidator button working.
Oh, see,
Press L2 to intimidate.
actually worked in half two. And man, he had ice water in his veins in half number one, battling for the lead. But Gavel put it on, and now he's falling back into third. Now we're riding on board with the Landshark Kynan Jones. He's looking to chop the competition, move up into the podium spot. Dun it, dun it. Is he gonna put the intimidator button on Ryan Vargas here?
Kynan can have a good race if he can just stay under control for 65 laps. Kynan can easily finish top 5. He just has to mentally stay under control for 65 laps.
We got Ray Bracey and Darren Steff up here too.
Yeah, Bracey had a really good half number one finish in that 5th spot, but Darren Staff finished, I think, 10th in half number one. And hey, he has damage. He doesn't care. He's running 6th, and he's looking to get some more here.
Well, you know what I got to say about Ray Bracey is reflected above the Ford badge on his rear bumper. I don't know if you've read that. Might be kind of hard for you to.
No, we won't be able to read that from here.
You can't read it from like 5 million meters away on this broadcast camera?
Come on, I'm old, man. I can't read that stuff.
Oh, maybe if Darren gets close enough. Can you see it from here?
It says, "Oh Lord, he coming."
good thinking. Good thinking. Getting with Darren Steff.
Darren, this is your team owner. You need to get to the back bumper of that 7 so we can read.
Oh Lord.
This time. Oh Lord, he coming.
Oh, he coming. Oh boy. And
Can we shout out Kyle Carlson for a second? Filling in, running 8th. I think he had a decent first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, finished 8th. He doesn't have a rear bumper. Maybe aero advantage here right now. I think we talked about that last week, Carlos.
I've said it before. That is a beautiful race car. I know it's the Haley Deegan car in real life. I said it was beautiful when they showed it on Twitter, but God, it's a pretty race car.
What's the story behind that? What?
That is the new one of Haley Deegan's cars for next season in the Xfinity series, and it is a beautiful race car.
Oh, off-track leader!
Oh! Gavin Hibbs off the racetrack. Man, he's losing position. Something wrong with that 95.
I think he had
rhythm here.
He may have had an off-track.
He's got a problem. Is it a time penalty? Because he is.
No. He just got a time penalty, but no. Why he was slowing down, I don't know. Oh, Cameron Rich is back. By the way, Caitlin Rich, Cameron's wife, did get on the YouTube chat saying that the internet dropped. So Cameron Rich has been struggling with the internet pretty much this whole season. Hasn't affected him every race, but unfortunately, when it does affect him, it's very important.
With his raw pace, you think maybe he could? He ain't gonna finish up front, but like, where do you think he could get up to if he tries that one stop and he's just fast enough anyways in the long run?
He's 2 laps down.
I mean, what if he took fuel when he was in pit row anyway, right?
Yeah, 2 laps down. I mean, he could maybe get back to 1 if he can stretch it out.
You're gonna have some guys make some big mistakes.
Yeah, I think he could potentially end up in the top 15, and you never know if there's a caution that could make things real interesting. But man, oh man, now Gavel has that open track right now, and he looks like he's getting gone here from Ryan Vargas running 2nd.
Where did Gavin Hibbs end up?
I don't know, but yeah, he's in pit road. All I gotta say is that hey, Vic, I hope you're doing fine, man. Let's I think I see some debris over there.
Yeah. Someone threw their roll bar padding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you already explain why?
It looks like it's in the grass. It's fine.
Oh no. I mean, here's I think there's some more debris over there.
Do we find out?
I don't know, man. Every time you point it out, the cars they fly by and it just goes off the track, man. I don't know.
Goody, what were you saying?
What's up with Gavin Hibbs? Does anyone
He's not even in the car.
No, he's off track. Yeah. I don't know if we can bring him up, Gavin. If you're in the YouTube chat.
Real quick.
Yeah. Actually, you go down
He's
there.
in the interview waiting.
Oh, bring
in
him
the
up. Yeah,
Discord.
bring him up then.
Hey, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
Gavin
Ryan
Hibbs,
Vargas.
you're up in the 3Y TV booth. Do you got a copy?
Unfortunately, I do.
Did
Oh,
you
man,
do the
what?
thing? Did you
Oh,
do the
no.
thing?
Oh,
Honestly, I don't know what happened. I mean,
You
was
did
going
the
through the corners.
thing.
What's the thing, guys? What's the thing?
Did he money shift?
money
Did he
shift.
money
No.
shift? No.
it
Okay.
did not
No.
money
Okay.
shift.
Okay.
So I have my shifter in sequential because H pattern has been real messy the last couple weeks or so. So I put it in sequential, and as we were heading up the hill, tried to shift the third. Instead, it just shifts down this first, and then I'm like, okay,
Oh.
whatever. And then as I try to go up to second, it goes to second, and then immediately goes back down the first gear. So
Mechanical
Oh,
failure.
no.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
It's a
Darren.
good thing even in iRacing.
yeah.
Got one of those 2014 Hendrick transmissions on the big tracks.
So, I think
Oh,
what
I
it
don't want
was
to be
is
reminded of that.
I used all my good luck for a second place finish in my pick, and I picked Gavin Hibbs for half number 2, and I totally effed it up.
Goody.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant, but man, what a clinic though you put on. You know, you came back to you were battling Vargas for the lead for quite a bit there. Came in a little too hot in corner number 1. You know, got within about a second and a half from getting back up to Cameron Rich and Vargas at the end. How was that battle? Because it was from our standpoint, it was a awesome battle to watch. How'd it go for you in the cockpit?
Oh, dude, I loved it, and I've raced random hosteds and random officials against Vargas. Never really had a chance to race against him, like, head-to-head. But, that whole time in half one, like, there's a big smile on my face. I was just enjoying it. It was hard racing, but it was clean at that, so I'll give Vargas credit where it's due. And he was so quick there.
I have a question on that note. What did you
Yep.
think about when you come off of that turn 1, that flat turn, and you've got the lane that you want, and he still holds you, pinches you off, gets through the S's on the outside where no one should be able to make a pass, and you still can't get by him. Like, even though you had the position that you wanted to be in, and he was able to hold you off. Where it was like, holy crap, how did he do that? Because that's what we were thinking. If I'm being completely honest, like, what do you think about that?
Usually I'd be pretty frustrated that I couldn't get around him, but like really, it didn't matter to me. Like, it was just so much fun. I'm like, man, and yeah, I was like, how did he stay ahead there with me about to get the preferred line? But hats off to Ryan, man. He defended so well in that first half, and all I can say is congratulations to him.
Yeah, and again,
whoa.
you got that good third place finish in half number 1. This one won't bode well for you, obviously, with whatever the transmission issues we can say that you had. But you're kind of close to that cutoff line, but hopefully that averages out to be pretty decent. What do you think next week? We're headed to Atlanta. How you feeling? It's going to be, I think, pretty wild.
Next week's a dirt race. It's the dirt race, not Atlanta.
Oh, it's a dirt race.
yeah.
I forgot about the dirt race.
Come on,
skipped
Goody.
the dirt race, man.
I only know that because I'm racing in it. So
Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. So there's 2 more nights. I thought there was only 1 more race. See, I'm a week ahead. I apologize. So dirt race. Okay, where are you thinking of dirt racing?
Oh man, I love it. When I'm not racing oval, like racing NASCAR or racing road course racing like IndyCar and all that, I'm sometimes just testing on the dirt tracks. Running a few officials here and there. I like to think I'm not a great dirt racer, but but one that can be consistent and just not spinning out the whole time.
And I think
Okay.
in this car, if you could do that, I think that's going to be huge.
that was my thought. We're on asphalt right now, and these cars have no grip. What do you think they're going to be like on dirt with no dirt tire?
Oh, we did a test a few days ago. Me and a few other people here in the league, and we were. Yeah, there was barely any grip, but like, for me, I could keep control of the car as best I can, and I'd like to think next week we have a good shot to get a top 3 finish, maybe even win.
Ooh,
Look forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to next week. Before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
As always, can't thank Duck Press Media Solutions, my sponsor, and then Seth and the Shift Esports guys, for letting me be on their team this whole season. Trying my best to get a shift car and get another shift car in the playoffs. But we're gonna try, and then my parent team, Circle Stock Motorsports.
Hey, we have the utmost faith that you can get it done, and unfortunate you weren't able to duke it out for a win and put on a heck of a show as you did in the sprint race here. But yeah, we'll hopefully talk to you next week under the best of circumstances.
I feel like we say this every week, but it's never nice.
Yep.
Hey, you put on a hell of a show in the first half, bud.
Yeah,
so.
it was
And
awesome
Gavin,
to watch.
This week it wasn't anybody else's fault.
All right, I did my
Yeah,
research.
that's true. That is true, Vic. I'll give you that.
At least you got that going for you.
Yeah, for once I'm out of a race for something of kind of my doing and not somebody else.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can stay out of that same trouble next week and get yourself a win at the Charlotte dirt track.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Gavin, and yeah, sorry again about how tonight ended up.
Yep, it's gonna happen, but thank you guys for the production team and what you guys put on. It's just been amazing to go back and watch.
Yeah, it should be. You got to go back and watch yourself in that sprint race. It was a fun one.
Oh, I definitely will.
All right, well, thank you, Gavin. Talk to you next week.
See you, Phils.
Yep, see ya. And we're gonna talk to him under the best of circumstances. But Matthew, you were gone there while we're interviewing Gavin. Did you find anything out?
Yeah, I was talking around about the pit strategy. There's a lot more one-stopping than you might think going on. Most notably, Ryan Gavel. He says he's kind of not pushing all that much. He's not going all out. He's trying to see if he can do the one-stop. Joe
wow.
Francis made a decision to start on pit road, so he thinks he can do one-stop. From the Team Watson guys, I heard a lot of one-stop talk. Zach Evans said, quote, "I have 0 pace and I suck, so I'm doing one-stop." Zach, that's not entirely true, buddy, but you can be honest with yourself if you want to. I don't believe it, though.
Did they say anything about tires and maybe doing 2 stops would be the way to go for speed?
They were all, I think they were just talking about fuel. I do think the speed's a factor, though. I think you might have guys overlook the speed loss from tires as a mistake. I will say I went to the...
That's a good thought.
Ty McIntosh said there was no way you could do one stop. He said he's definitely doing 2. The Do Good guys all sounded like they were committed to a 2 stop.
Yeah, and as far as the strategy, so lap 21 is probably when they'll probably start if they're doing 2 stops.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
That would be breaking it. They do 21 and 43 for the laps that they'd put on.
So it's
Oh,
close.
yeah. So if we do see Mahan coming down pit road right now.
Bit of a split
know.
decision.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see once these pit strategies play out. But how about Ray Bracey here running in that 3rd spot? He's putting the heat on Ryan Vargas, who's running in that 2nd spot. But I'm sure Vargas wants to hold on to whatever he can get. He's not out here for points. He's out here for glory and having fun. And
Oh, there
saw
he
how
goes.
much fun he had. Oh,
He's-
there. Yep.
he's on the 2
He's
stop.
Yep.
This will be fun. We'll get to see. So if we really do have Ryan Gavel committing to that 1 stop, we'll get to see how it works for Gavel and how it works for Vargas, because they're both about equal on pace. Gavel seems to have the edge this time around. We'll be able to really find out. Adam, where'd you go find out?
Absolutely nothing. I asked 3 different teams if anybody checked their tire wear after that sprint race to kind of give me an idea what they look like, and they all said they forgot to look. So I have
Yeah,
no information to
they
report that I
forgot
wanted
to
report,
look.
so sorry.
You have told us plenty about our wonderful strategists here.
See, again, I think I can't remember
What's
one
a
of you
tire?
two said that. I think we think about the pit strategy way more than the drivers do.
I'll say the one guy I know who would tell me, who knows for a fact, is so focused right now that he had his mic and his headphones for Discord turned off at the moment. So he's completely focused. I know he knows. It's the guy we're watching right now. I guarantee you Kynan Jones could have told me because it's the first thing he looks at no matter what racing we're doing. But he's too focused to talk to me. So I tried.
Yeah, and he did come down pit road with Ryan Vargas. So, and just a note, I think to kind of gauge what these strategies will be, I think it was about a 5.5 second lead Gavel had before Vargas came down pit road. So, kind of keep a note, and if that gap kind of shrinks or
It's
gets
37
bigger.
seconds right now.
37 seconds. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
So like, what is it? A 32-second loss for coming
That's
down
not
pit road and
bad.
taking 4? That's not bad. Did he run that entire lap on fresher tires though? I mean, I don't know how much that really mattered if they were cold. Let's just say 30 to 35 seconds is about what you gain or lose on pit road, is what it looks like.
And right now they're about what did you say, about a second and a half off the pace? A second?
Let me look at Gavel's lap times.
Gavel was, I think, within a second.
Gavel. This is interesting. Oh, that's practice. I was like, wow, those lap times look
Come
weird.
on, dude.
Yeah, it looks like the fastest Gavel ran in that first start of the race. He said 53.1s. He was low mid 53s overall. His last 3 laps, actually he's only about a second and a half off at the most.
Yeah, so man, I don't know. I'm trying to do the math in my head. The one stop might pay off in the end.
Kynan looks
Oh,
like he was
boy.
about a second and a half faster after he got tires.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
And Kynan having the fastest lap of the session right now, the only driver to break into the 52s, and he's actually fastest by quite a bit with that fastest lap. So
You have
good
to-
job by Kynan.
You have to think. Remember, these guys on the 2-stop, they're going to be gaining tons of time. But when the 1-stoppers come in and take their tires, the rest of the race, they are going to have more grip than the guys who are doing 2-stops. And of course, those 2-stoppers are going to have to come back in, and then they'll have more grip. So it's just, I think it's real. We're going to find out what's going to happen by the time they make that second pit stop, because we'll know, okay, how much might they gain, how much are they going to lose by pitting again. It's so many unknowns that we have, but things we can speculate on at this point in the race.
And Kynan Jones is pushing. He locked it up, getting into turn 1, about spun himself out.
Oh.
So he is trying everything he can to make those tires work.
Dallas.
Just not his night
Off the
tonight,
region.
unfortunately.
That's Dallas.
Yeah, that's Dallas. And that is Dallas. Going off track, trying to rejoin. And Ryan
card
Gavel
is from
still
the
holding
Game
on to
of
the lead.
Light.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I actually just watched that. I just watched that episode not too
A
long
good
ago.
episode.
Ooh, Westergreen going wide. Yeah. And Cameron Rich still trying to get what he can after losing internet connection.
He's up to
looking at the-
22nd.
I mean,
Yeah, 22nd.
rallying.
Yeah. He's
From-
rallying. This.
If
Yeah.
I want a chance at that Broadcasters Championship, then damn it, Cameron Rich, you better rally.
Rally.
Well, I'll buy him new internet, man. I can't
Cameron
do
Rich
this.
is ahead of 2 of his other teammates right now, and
That's
only
not
he
good.
has had internet issues.
That's not good.
Why you
But
gotta
hey,
call him out
Darren
like
Staff,
that? That's messed
though.
up.
Holding a torch for
Darren
RKM today.
Darren Staff has
Yeah.
been great. I think he was faster in practice than that 12th place starting spot, and I think if he didn't get in the scuffle he did, he would have finished better than 10th. I know
And-
third right now is due to his strategy, but he was like, what, 5th or 6th before that? Darren is doing great.
And remember, he's not really that far off from the cutoff line. That's him.
He
Only
should be higher up.
13 points back. He's got kind of Jones to chase, but again, with Gavin Hibbs being out of this race and with his already decent run in 10th and the sprint race, if he could get a top 5, he might be on that bubble.
You know what I
He's
saw
there.
from those point standings? If you feel like pulling those back up real quick, you saw at the bottom of the left column was David Westergreen and Adam Tepe having
Oh yeah.
very suboptimal days. Tepe finished 25th. He's
Dallas
running-
Myhan.
No, I mean, yeah, Dallas Myhan too. A lot of guys really close to this little bubble here is about to get super, super tight because not even Dylan Thomas, sorry, Darren Staff, Ty McIntosh, Kynan Jones, all the guys right at or below the cut having better days and the guys right above them. This is such a huge shakeup here.
Man, what about these last 3 races to keep that? I think that bubble, shaken up. You got Lime Rock tonight. Next week we got the dirt track at Charlotte, and then after that we go to Atlanta. Which is basically a super speedway. I guess Atlanta Super Speedway now. And
Nope. Old Atlanta.
Oh, it's old Atlanta.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, that's still a lot
Hold
of
on.
fun.
I got something for that. Nope, that's not it. Oh, so yeah, no, that is it. Yeah, Old Atlanta. Yeah, there we go. Tire shredders.
Yeah.
But also, we're
Yep.
really excited for Old Atlanta.
Yes.
Old Atlanta. Woo, woo.
That's
I think a schedule where you got Old Atlanta followed by New Atlanta would be a cool doubleheader, but
No, I'm good.
that's just
Oh boy.
that's just me thinking out loud.
People just want to see the world burn.
Yep.
And hey, I'm up here. I can say that from up here.
Yeah,
Not
it's
down,
true.
not in there.
Carlos showed a live look at Adam Peeler watching the world
You're
burn.
watching the
behind him.
world.
Oh my God! Wait, that's right. Brent Jones on the YouTube chat. The where have my good years have gone? The sequel. Have we already sold the sponsorship for Atlanta?
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, the only race left is Auto Club.
I'm starting to notice the effects of going longer than we ever have on these tires before. I just watched Darren Staff not get sideways, but kick the back end around about 35 degrees and drift it, smoking everything all the way through the second to last corner. I was going to talk up Darren Staff here, and I still am. I wasn't sure how he was as a road course racer, honestly, but it seems like he's one of these guys that are like, I guess for football terminology, matchup proof. It doesn't really seem what kind of racetrack it is. Darren Staff is always hanging around the top 10 and top 5. I think as he races more, I know he's probably been sim racing for a while at this point. Most people start with video games when they're 11 years old. But I don't know. Hey, man, if Darren Staff practices a lot, he could be like a super, super serious title contender. Winning a bunch of races and stuff. There doesn't seem to be a weakness for him. He's always running up in the top 10.
He's been getting tips. He's been getting tips from none other than Cameron Rich.
Hey, man, he's turning him into another Rich. He's always a threat for a good finish.
Yeah, and that's one thing. You can get those lessons from great racers like Cameron Rich, but can you actually take them to the racetrack? And Darren Staff definitely is doing that.
Carson on the road.
I was gonna say there are 2 guys that I've got my camera kind of fixed on over here on the side, and we're gonna see this tire strategy. I think it's gonna come down to the wire because Kynan Jones and Ryan Vargas are flying through the field. It looks like they are on nitrous compared to everybody else they're racing around. So I'm really curious to see. I think the 2 stops in the tires might be the winning strategy as fast as these guys are passing some people.
And just to note, what was it, about 37 seconds? And when Vargas came off pit road, was that correct? Now it's 35.
It might have been a little more than 37.
Yeah, I think it was
might
more
have
than
been
37.
Okay. So it's.
Go ahead.
I was just kind of wondering how much time that's gaining, because Gavel, even just being up front, kind of by himself right now in his own little zip code, able to kind of string up his laps. But man, I don't know. I think Gavel's going to be a tough one to beat here in this feature race.
I'm about to do this the hard way, so y'all just give me a few minutes.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
gonna
He's
do
doing
old school
math.
style. Oh
Doing
boy,
math.
good luck to you.
I'm glad you're doing it.
And see and I think the disadvantage is maybe not so much the laps that they can turn. I think Vargas is quite a bit faster, but you see the traffic all around Ryan Vargas right now. He is up in that 7th spot, but I don't think he can put down the fast laps that he could if he was running up in the top 3 right now as Darren Staff goes down pit road from that 3rd spot, kind of breaking this race up in half. See what kind of pit stop he can get, relinquishes that 3rd spot, and kind of looking through the top 10 here. I was gonna say did DJ Weeks spin? No, was that last half or this half? No, that was last half he spun. Peeler, do you know? Do you remember?
I think it was first half.
Not sure.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was the
looking at
first half.
I was looking at lap times.
It was half one that he spun.
It was half one. Okay.
I was looking at lap times. Looks like Vargas is about a half a second faster each lap than Gavel at the moment. That gives you any kind of idea.
Yeah,
And Gavel's off track right now off of one. Oh, he got it back on.
It's gonna be a second or two.
That's huge. And Gavel lapped all the way up to only 10 cars right now on the lead lap.
Well, but take a look at this.
The time difference.
That's the downside of being in lap traffic. Vargas was actually slower for 2 laps.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think when we just last saw him too, when he was trying to get around Carpenter, and I didn't see who the other car was that he was battling. So yeah, it's that lap traffic that could hinder you. But Gavel's going to be in that position too once he comes down pit road.
See, Bracy, DeWeese, Darren Staff.
This time.
Darren Staff already pit.
Gavel has fixed that down pit road.
Oh, I just noticed how hard that pit road is to get on.
No, it's pretty hard.
Gavel go down it.
It's short too. It's a short pit road.
A lot of drivers are just like hopping the grass. They're sticking the 1X just to save a little bit of time.
Just yeah. Whatever advantage you can get, I think it's going to be key, especially with this difference between the 2-stop and the 1-stops.
I think at this point, the only guys that haven't stopped does not look like Leininger or Zach Evans in 10th and 11th have come in. Everybody else up in that top 9 down to Darren Staff.
Francis hasn't pit either.
Who hasn't?
Vargas.
There you go. Vargas just passed Gavel's. Gavel come off pit road.
But Gavel's with fresh tires, though.
Fresh tires, and yeah, Gavel's gonna have fresh tires, and Vargas has got to pit again.
That's right.
Huh.
I don't know if this strategy works for everyone, but I think just the way Gavel has been running with the clean track all night long, or all half long. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the big factor for that one car.
You better believe Ryan, a couple Ryans, man. You better believe. Man, think if Ryan Lutz didn't crash, we'd have Ryan Lutz too in the race.
Did he? Oh my goodness!
Finish off right in front of the leaders.
Oh
Wow!
Oh man!
Oh, I hate that.
Again, a guy on the bubble.
Man, it was a little too much beans off that last turn. He just overcorrected and yeah, he's already towed it back to pit road. That is a crusher. He was gonna have a big night.
Oh man, yeah, just hooked. Right, to get 2
much
tires. Got those tires off on the grass. I'm
Oh,
assuming.
he missed the apex. No. Yeah, too much beans.
Well, too much beans
too much
overcorrected
beans.
it. Oh, I hate that.
And a hard lick. And it had to be bad if you would have had to drive across the racetrack to get down pit road. But Vargas, though, with the older tires, able to hold off Ryan Gavel right now.
It doesn't matter though. He has to pit,
Yeah.
right? So it's great to watch. Don't get me wrong.
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh, Westergreen's
that?
about to do the same thing.
Yeah, Westergreen running that Saints paint scheme for bite-sized sports.
You know, if I was Vargas, you know what I would do? I would
Just
try
hold
to
him
hold off Gavel. Yeah, I'd just try to hold him up until I have to pit.
100%.
Yeah.
Little NFL update since we do our normal NFL update. The Jacksonville Jaguars are up 17-9.
We
We talked
Coming
about
up
the
here
Pence
on
game.
Sports.
I thought we'd get it in. We always do.
We always
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, we always got to
OSCA
get
Thursday
it.
night football duo.
I gotta check my
Yeah.
fantasy.
Thanks to Bite-sized Sports.
Hopefully Al Michaels gives us a shout out.
Yeah,
Tells
right.
him to come over and
Yeah.
watch some OSCA.
You know, man, we were just talking in the Do Good chat how old Al Michaels is, and 78 years old.
Dude, we were watching the game right before we got in here. I was saying, like, man, I'm sad that man's gonna retire. I grew up on the voice of Al Michaels.
Yeah, my dad did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think I looked it up, and he's been announcing since 1971, I believe.
God, that is so cool. He's an industry legend.
Yeah, you think the Miracle on Ice? He was broadcasting that, and that was 1980, and to get on the Olympics, you have to be doing it for a little while. So yeah, 1971 is when Al Michaels got his start. So he's been at it a long time, and yeah, it's always weird. It's gonna be weird not seeing him on some sort of broadcast. Cameron Rich down pit road, and he
Oh,
worked all the way
no!
up to
Oh,
18.
fine. Oh, that's a bad place. It's a
me
bad
no fine,
place.
me no fine.
He's got to back it up, get off the racetrack, avoid the track blockage.
Oh, lap traffic.
Pull forward.
Ooh, lap traffic. Cooper Johnson on the inside. He's going to let Vargas and Gavel go by, as Vargas still holding off Ryan Gavel for that race lead. But again, Vargas gonna have to pit one more time.
I know we
for
used
the
to say
end
that
of
Caden Tufts used to hang a car out more sideways than anybody else. I know we talked about that a lot. I think Ryan Vargas is taking that mantle because that car is completely sideways every single corner.
And just the vibe I got talking to, or when we interviewed him, he sounded like he loved it.
Oh, yeah.
He's having a blast, and knowing he's probably not gonna take the feature race here tonight, but I still think holding off Ryan Gavel right now, he's got to be grinning ear to ear.
Here goes
He's having
Gavel.
a good time.
Nope,
Hey,
nope.
Gavel
He
taking a
knows
look.
better.
Oh no!
No.
Yeah.
He knows
Right.
he's playing the long game at this point.
Doesn't
Right
need
now-
to pass him. He's just got to outlast him.
Yeah, right now Vargas is like S tier on like the first couple corners in this track, because he uses that outside advantage like a Civ where on like a high banked oval where that the outside line is king for defense. He's using that, and as he was able to hold off Cameron Rich and Gavel for in the first half, and looks like these drivers now know don't maybe attack in the first half of the race. Wait for here.
Yeah, and that's gotta wait until after that hill. It's where he kind of loses a little bit of that pace. But man, but again, if you're Gavel, I don't know. Maybe it's a pride thing too. Maybe you think about passing Vargas just to say, hey man, I passed a guy, real life driver. But again, I think the long game strategy though might have to prevail here for Gavel, because he knows within a couple laps here, I think Vargas is gonna have to make his second pit stop.
Do we know for a fact how long they can go on fuel? Do we know?
30 to 33 laps.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna be
Okay.
definitely
He'll
short of
pit
the
it-
team
he'll
down
pit it on
21.
21. Yep. That's what I was looking at.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, made this race 70 laps. I would have avoided that.
Unfortunate as it may be, there have been two fantastic, in the world of sports, two amazing defensive performances tonight. One, oh my God, he hit him. Two amazing defensive performances.
So that was one. What's number two?
Oh, he blocked him.
Well, three then. I was going to say one, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and two, Ryan Vargas. No
Yeah.
particular order. I think I'll give Ryan Vargas the edge over the Jacksonville Jaguars, though. He
just whipped
I
it.
don't think he's had a lap this entire race without somebody hounding him for the spot.
There's a couple cup drivers need to watch this and learn how to block without wrecking.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. And I also want Vic to inspect the rear tires of that 30 car after this race. I don't know how much tread those things got to have left, but he's, as you said, just sideways every corner. He's got to be burning them up.
But that's just racecraft, right? Like knowing how to defend, knowing where you can run. I mean, that's just that years of driving real race cars, racecraft. It's insane.
Is he pitting in?
I don't like to interject, but
here we go.
So I just was looking. When Vargas
for
comes
you.
out of pit road here, he should come out 10th.
Yep.
Last time he came out of pit road, he was 12th. So that's 2 positions gained just on time on the track.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't deny that.
Yeah.
No,
What
it
can he
doesn't.
get back? So, but remember, he came down pit road running second, about 5.5 seconds behind Ryan Gavel. I mean, Gavel's been the class of the field here in this feature race all night long. So I think in my mind that benchmark to see where he engaged himself, he's got to try to get back to the second. He only fell back to 8th, coming back on track. Him and Kynan, 8th and 9th coming off pit road. So yeah, they both stayed within the top 10. So you know what? At worst, you had to do something different than I think the dominant car of Ryan Gavel, and they did. And I think they could definitely work themselves back up to around a podium finish here in half, or in the feature race here. Sorry, it's still something new for me here to remember.
About Ray Bracey in second, James Watson in third. Does Watson still got a pit again? I know.
I want to say James Watson was the last guy to come on prepared, I think.
Yeah, no, he's good.
That's hell of a run for those guys. Darren Staff, Deweese, DJ Weeks again. Solid race. Hey,
And I want to shout out with Bracy as well. I think he also was on the one stop strategy as well. But a little under 8 seconds back from Ryan Gavel in second, but that was right about where he was before the pit stops kind of started with Ryan Vargas on lap 21. So he's kind of been in that position. So if there was a caution, I'd be curious to see if Bracy could kind of put a little heat on that number one car. He's been really stout here tonight. And I think old Bojo hasn't gotten enough credit here tonight, but he's run some pretty quick laps.
You know what? Oh, he is on the one stop. Okay, cool.
Vargas
Also,
Vargas is trying for a caution. Vargas is almost wrecked the past 4 corners trying to push so hard, so I would not be surprised if we see one.
Also, Vic, you were wrong. Vargas did not come out 8th, as you predicted. He came out 10th, I should say. He came out 8th.
Kynan pitted, and then the lap that they pitted on, Zach Rogers had a slight bit of an off, so he ended up slowing down.
Sure.
We know. You're never wrong.
Yeah.
You're never wrong. We get
The only reason I know that is because I was watching Zach Rogers.
So you know, one thing I also have to note here: did we think I was gonna say a top 15 for Cameron Rich, but he's 18th right now, and I think is he 1 lap down? Is that correct?
Cameron Rich.
He already pit, so he's gonna be good. So if he's 1 lap down, or he's at 42, no, he's 2 laps down.
2 laps. Okay, it's just okay. Either way, I mean, there's still some positions to be had. You know, did you think he was? Yeah, again, lost 2 laps early in the going. He was running up towards the front.
I knew he would
rejoin.
Get more spots. But I don't think he would get close to the top 10. And right now he's 16th, I think, or 18th is what you said. I can see him getting to 16th, maybe 15th, but I think that'll probably be it.
He's on the same straight as Adam Tepe and not that much further behind Neil Rutt. Dave Carpenter's pretty far up the road. Dave Carpenter's also the victim of an accident and a fairly capable road course racer. Fairly capable, no. Dave Carpenter's a really good road course racer. I don't want to disrespect him. But yeah, Cameron Rich, probably 16th.
Yeah, I got to watch Dave Carpenter a couple weeks ago at Road America in the 24 Hours of Lemons. That was pretty cool watching him tackle that huge road course. A lot smaller one here tonight, and that's what he always kind of said. From talking to him that weekend at Road America, he hasn't been on this particular road course himself, but tracks like this and New Hampshire where we raced last week, said the road course there his favorite road course on iRacing and real life.
Huh.
And I've never been on the road course there at all, even on iRacing. I kind of want to try it now, but me and road course.
Vargas just got into Joe Francis.
Oh!
You said he was trying, and he does make contact with the 25 of Joe Francis, and that was for the 7th spot.
I don't even think he was going for a pass. It looked like Joe's taking it easier. We've seen Ryan Vargas, the way he gets into these corners, he's way harder on the brakes, and he tried to move to the inside of Joe. He did not want to hit him. He wasn't even going to try and pass him, I don't think.
Ooh, look how off.
And you know, that's part of the 2-stop strategy. I mean, when you pit twice, there's no taking it easy. You know, these guys in the 1-stop, they gotta make those tires last. Vargas, he's got to use up every little scotch of his tires once the checkered flag flies.
For pure entertainment, I've had my chase camera kind of stuck on Vargas just to watch him go around these corners, and he is sideways driving as hard as I've ever seen anybody drive on iRacing. It's quite entertaining, but he's trying.
Yeah, he's trying up to 7th. Got a little bit of ways to go. I think about 8 seconds back from DJ Weeks to get in that 6th spot. But again, a lot fresher tires, and I'm sure that incident with Joe Francis didn't help that too much as well. But we're curious to see where Vargas will shake out once we complete these last 18 laps in the SethRollsDesign.com Grand Prix of Connecticut. Well, that was harder to say now that I was thinking about saying the whole thing.
Yeah, you did it great earlier. What'd you do?
Yeah, I thought about it too much. I was just worried about that one thing, then I was worried about the whole thing, and I couldn't say it.
Damian Leininger's up at the 9th. That's a good rebound from him. I saw him stopped in turn 1 earlier in this half.
Yeah. Great run. How about Braxton DeWeese, again, coming into tonight as your points leader? We haven't mentioned him a whole lot besides when he got sideways in the
You know what?
shootout.
It's a good point. Only a point behind Cameron Rich. That makes that internet. I think Braxton DeWeese might have paid the internet guy off, maybe.
Yeah. Can you
Unplug him
cut
for
it
a
out?
couple minutes.
You were
A live look at Braxton DeWeese before the race.
you were talking about Darren Staff earlier and how he seems to have no weaknesses. DeWeese doesn't either. He's a
you're
title
right.
contender for a reason because he has shown that he has no weaknesses. He filled in a little bit last year, raced towards the end of the season, but he's come out this year showing that he is a definite threat moving forward in OSCA.
And you know, that 7th place finish in that first half, that's nothing to scoff at. He got spun. If I remember correctly, he spun just about on lap 1 of that first half. Still got back to his starting spot. Hasn't quite been as fast as I thought he would in this second half, but, you know, he's still running 5th, in line for a good finish here.
How did you see Darren Staff give while he's running this road course?
Yeah, while he's going down the
Give
front
us a hand
stretch.
loose. He's having a blast running forth, trying to chase down James Watson to get back into that 3rd position. This young kid, he's
14 years, 17, who the hell knows?
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
who the hell knows?
I mean,
But
he told
He's
us
a kid.
17, but
yeah, but he's having a blast out there. That's good to see. He's putting the heat on
He's over driving it a little.
James Watson. Yeah, see now he knows the camera's
Listen,
around
he's
him.
the corner.
Yeah, all right, Darren, I'm gonna do a favor. I'm gonna pull up.
Hey, man, you gotta get an interview. You gotta get an interview. Go get him.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get that interview, dude.
let her eat.
Sorry, James. I swear we're not biased.
Man, I'm looking forward to talking to Ray Bracey, man. That
Shush. Oh, no. Well, now you ruined it.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, and there's
I
not
didn't
a
say
scratch
nothing.
on that race car, too, huh? Go ahead, Michael.
Okay. Now you're just digging. Now you're helping me
Yeah,
digging that grave.
yeah. Give me a shovel. Give me the shovel
Adam's-
that gnome's got. Where's that gnome?
Yeah, Peeler over there playing the innocent card, not saying nothing.
No, I'm out of this one. I didn't set the world on fire once tonight.
Oh man. Ryan Gavel, though, still holding on to 11-second lead with 14 laps to go. He's been the dominant car here in half number 2. And he certainly showed it in half number 1, too. He was in the mix with Vargas and Hibbs. Got involved in that little scuffle when Hibbs kind of cooked it a little too much into corner number 1 and wasn't really able to flex his muscles. But man, you know, if it wasn't for that, he could have very well been in position to pull off a sweep here tonight. But definitely showing he's the dominant guy right now.
Oh,
Man,
man,
this battle for third. This battle for third is still awesome.
Derek Carr threw a pick 6.
Oh, did he really? Oh boy, I
mean, they're
turned
about
it
to
off.
score. They're about to score.
Oh.
If they score a touchdown here, it'll be 24-16.
My
They're
phone
working
died.
on coming back.
Ay.
So you were talking about that Jaguars defense, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a touchdown then.
yeah. So they making a 1-score game.
I had
Let's
their
see if we-
defense. I'd rather them not.
There goes Darren.
Darren's gonna make a look for that 3rd spot going into 1, and here he goes, hanging it loose as he gave us a signal for just a few moments ago. Look at him sawing the wheel.
I'm glad y'all are
Darren
enjoying
Staff.
this I'm glad y'all are enjoying this as a team owner because every single one of my cars is out of the race at this point. So
Well, I'm the team owner. Goody's not the team owner for RKM, but he is a team owner for
No.
DGR.
for DGR,
Yeah.
all my cars are out. I just realized that, and now I'm sad.
Aw.
Yeah,
You know what you
the-
deserve, or not really deserve, but this is unfortunately what happens when all your team
Yeah.
cars are out.
The world is. They went to the Adam Peeler School of Road Course Racing, and
Uh-oh.
they just followed suit. It's fine.
They were only there for the 1-day free trial.
So they passed based off the school's curriculum.
Yeah. We showed them
Yeah.
how to wreck
Oh,
beautifully with style.
falling.
Yeah.
With style.
With style. And I don't know if Gavel is
Oh,
kinda
Braxton
taking it easy.
Louise! Off the racetrack. Not that big a deal. He does lose a spot and an all-important point to Cameron Rich.
Well, he's the leader, so he can give it up.
Yeah, but you never know.
You never know. But I was gonna point out though, Bracy closing in. I mean, I don't think he's gonna close in to really put the heat on. It's still a pretty gigantic lead for Gavel, but just the race that Bracy put on.
I mean, hey, look at that though.
Yeah, he's coming, but might not be enough. But I think at the end of the day, if you're Bracy, second place run, you're closing in on the leader here a little bit for the most part. That's gotta feel pretty good.
Yeah.
And if only Vic just threw a random caution.
That'd be unfortunate, I tell you.
I'd be so sad.
Oh man.
think about
Oh, is that some debris?
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrecked race cars, Vic. There has to be debris somewhere.
Yeah, there's oil all over the racetrack.
No, don't actually throw a
Man, oh,
caution.
man.
Oh, don't worry. I don't think he was going to.
Yeah, he's not even probably listening to us right now. But it would be interesting if a caution came out because there's guys who used up their set of tires.
Who's
with the
that?
two
Right
stars.
behind the race leader, trying to get one of his laps back.
Cameron
No way.
Rich.
Oh my god.
That makes you wonder what could have been for Cameron Rich if the internet didn't go out.
I don't think it makes you wonder what could have been. I think it just shows you what would have been.
Yeah.
Would have been up there racing him, man.
While you guys are lollygagging, Darren Staff just lost the position.
Oh, he did lose the third spot.
No!
Oh.
Just can't help my lollygagging self.
Oh man, and lost a little time there behind Zach
10 laps
Rogers in
left.
the 87 car. 10 laps to go, and with the 10 laps to go, talking about Cameron Rich, he's up that 16th spot. I think Capuano now down pit road. So Cameron Rich more than likely will get into, and yes, he is in 15th.
We need a drive of the race because that's 100% the drive of the race.
Yeah, the comeback driver of the race right there, Cameron Rich.
The 3 TV Mama Ain't Race No Quitter Award.
No, yeah, he is not giving up one bit. He's not just coasting out there making laps. He's picking them up, putting them down, and there still could be more for him to have. He's got about 12 seconds to catch up to Zach Evans, but you never know. Never know. 9 laps to go here in our feature race, and Gavel still holding that pretty wheel. I'm curious to see if Darren Staff relinquished that third spot to James Watson, and he's about 2 seconds back. Can he get back up there and battle for that third spot again?
Oh,
And, if something happens between them, also just need to make sure we take note of DJ Weeks. He's pretty close too.
we have somebody in the infield care center.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot, I haven't been looking.
Neither have I.
We have
I got a DM.
Yeah, we have Ty McIntosh, who we seen moments ago, getting off track. And Ty, we were talking about how important it was that you started in the back and in the sprint race. You did a wonderful job getting a top 15. I think a solid enough finish. But looked like things were looking up for you a little bit in half number 2, and man, just got away from you. What happened out there?
Yeah, I had a situation with Cooper where he got loose coming over the hill, and I couldn't really see him, and he was just trying to get the car turned around. Unfortunately, there's nothing he could really do differently, and just kind of that got the race car looking like a Campbell soup can, and then I, not knowing how to drive said soup can, got it loose. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, Kynan's had a insane run, which as a sister teammate, I'm proud of him. It kind of sucks that we're racing him for the spot, but Dallas having a down night makes me feel a little bit better because he's one of the guys that's up there. So there's still a shot, but it's a long shot for sure.
Yeah, and there's still 2 nights to. I thought it was only one more night after tonight. You still have 2 more nights to get back in there, get into the chase-offs. But again, just this 3 stretch races that we have here with Lime Rock tonight. We have again that Charlotte dirt track, and then 2 weeks from now going to Atlanta, old school Atlanta. What I just found out. After tonight, how do you regroup? Oh boy, car off track there. How do you regroup and kind of charge forward in these last 2 weeks to get into those chase-offs?
Honestly, it's I just gotta put my head down and keep going. I mean, I've still got the Owners' Championship, if nothing else. We're still sitting good in there, and still like to do something for Adam here. I'd like to not completely waste the season, but yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. It's gonna be crazy. Atlanta, it's old Atlanta, so I think we're gonna be back to normal there with the people that are gonna be towards the front. But yeah, this week and next week, I mean, it's chaos.
Yeah, it's do or die. I'm gonna love it because I think a lot of you guys battling, who are currently in the chase-offs and who are on the bubble on the outside looking in, it's gonna be fun to watch. And for us, we love the chaos. Go race some hell.
I'm gonna try. The word dirt's on the car. Hopefully I can channel something. Probably not. I don't know.
Hey, we'll be looking forward to it. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
I want to obviously Farlow Dirt. They've been fantastic all season. Adam, that's how you say it. It's obviously Cancer Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We got pink on the car for the rest of October. Nurse Aviator on Twitch, Sugar Moon Creations on Etsy. Check them out as well. Obviously, Adam for putting the team together. You guys for putting the show on. Vic for putting on a great race. I've enjoyed watching it when I can. And Ryan Vargas for coming to racing with us tonight. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a fun one to watch, and hopefully next week you get that Far Hauler Dirt car up close to the front, and make that name ring loud at Charlotte next week.
Gotta make it worse.
We're gonna rip that Highline next week. We'll be all right.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, who's
confident?
Are you running with the? Are you like Tim Flock running with the monkey in your car there, Peeler?
We ran a dirt race on Tuesday and we ripped the top and it worked. So I thought we would just do it again.
Oh,
that was a dirt car though. That wasn't a Gen 6 big dog.
The only line in this car is the top. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I was gonna say that was not a Gen 6 big dog. That was meant for dirt.
That's the only line at Charlotte Dirt is the top, but that's not the point.
Real quick, DJ Weeks, James Watson, Darren Staff.
Yeah, all duking it out for the fourth position right now. But thanks, Ty, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week and give your sponsors the proper shout-out after a dirt race. That'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Ty McIntosh, and you know what? We got 3 laps to go before it looks like Ryan Gavel, if he doesn't slip up, will get the win here. But after that interview with Ty just now, I like the attitude, coming into going into these last 2 races. It didn't pan out for him the way he wanted to. It looked like he definitely had the pace, but it seems like he has that attitude. Just go next week and charge hard and see what you can get.
Just gotta roll with the punches.
That's one thing I liked about having Ty over this year, and I really wanted to stress to him. And it's just fun. We're here for fun. We're here for a good time, really. And he's taking it, and he's just having fun every week, and he's enjoying what he's doing. So that's really helping him on the track too, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those outlooks. Racing for fun, and if you get in the chase-offs and the owner points that he was talking about, that's all a bonus.
Exactly.
But now 2 laps to go for Ryan Gavel before he can take the victory here. If all goes well, you never know. You never know.
Gotta get over the hill 2 more times.
Yeah.
Cameron Rich is 15th.
He's closing in on.
He might get Zach
quite
Evans.
a bit. He might 2 laps to do it. He's about 4 seconds back, but again, not ripping on the pace of Zach Evans, but Cameron Rich has been just dialed up right now.
I mean, gravel is so fast. He's lapped up to 10th place on a road course.
Did you say gravel?
Did you call him gravel?
Sorry, Gavel. I did say gravel. Gavel. Sorry.
It's a different person.
Lap. Now I can't even talk, so I'm just gonna shut up. But he's lapped up to 10th place. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. The man is flying. All right.
I know.
Don't jinx him and go off into the gravel because he's only got 1 more lap to go here before he takes home the checkered flag. And, well, I think he's got to go over the hill one more time. He's just about ready to do it. And there you see Cameron Rich was able to on-lap himself. So that was pretty cool. Only one lap down after the internet issues. Who would have thought? Over the hill, everything looks smooth here. Just a couple more corners. And Ryan Gavel taking the Talking Giants #1 car to victory lane. Again, a car that's duking it out.
It's not over.
Those order points. Oh boy!
Oh, he's just showing off.
He's showboating. Ryan Gavel will take half #2, the feature win here of the Seth Rawls Design.com GP of Connecticut.
And
I really-
Saints.
I really did think he was going to spin out there. He took that way too hot.
I held my breath.
I can't believe
jinx of all time.
I can't believe you guys didn't give me the Dell Jr. treatment where I say something wrong and it just becomes everything for the rest of the year. I mean, come on.
Look
man.
who
Come on,
finished
I
second.
ain't gonna forget it.
Yeah, Bracey in second, Watson third, DJ Weeks fourth, Braxton DeWeese in fifth, Darren Staff in sixth. Still a strong run. Ryan Vargas.
Vargas is just having a good old time.
Good old time.
He's just, he's having a ball.
Conan Jones in eighth. Damian Leininger will come home in the 9th position. Joe Francis 10th. That rounds out your top 10 there. This car's still finishing up here as Gavel still doing his victory lane, dominating victory in half #2 in our feature race. And man, I think no matter what strategy I think Gavel would have pulled, if he did the 2-stop, 1-stop, it didn't matter. He was on it tonight.
Agreed.
You see him doing the burnouts, and hopefully we'll get the interviews underway. And man, oh man,
So this
half
event was
#2
swept by the Ryans. I'm just going to point that out.
Oh yeah, it's a Ryan kind of night here tonight.
Wow.
Ryan, and then Ray got second, so not a bad.
Close. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
It's like an
Ryan
R.
Ryan.
He's an
we
R.
can call him, yeah, Rayan. Something
Rayan?
Like that. I don't know. Rayan. But yeah, the second half wasn't quite the excitement that we've seen in half #1, but I still think I will still argue to anyone who asks me that OSCA still puts on some of the best road courses on iRacing.
I don't think it was fair. I think if Cameron Rich didn't have his internet problem, then it would have been those guys duking it out for sure.
That and the Gavin Hibbs mechanical failure. I mean,
Yeah.
you took
Oh,
2
yeah.
out of the 4 guys.
Yeah.
So
Just the way the cookie
Happens.
crumbles.
one of them nights.
And then there you see the final finishing order as we're gonna look to start interviews. I'm gonna start just poaching these guys, and they're in general. They're talking to Ryan here, not in the interview waiting. But we'll bring up James Watson, who's taking 3rd place this week.
I will. I've got to dip a little early. I had something come up here. I could take
Oh, okay.
James Watson though real quick. I got time for that.
All right, here he is.
James Watson had a little bit of an unfortunate first half finish there, but you rallied back and just barely snuck your way inside our interview top 3 at the end of the night. Just go ahead and give us some words about your night. Talk to us.
Oh man, yeah, I was really disappointed about the first half. I had this one circled, being one of the weird guys that actually likes doing stock cars on road, and I have a ridiculous amount of experience at this track, but yeah, just some unfortunate incident and then an unfortunate mistake in the first half kind of put me on the back foot. I'm like, oh great, starting 14th in one of the hardest to pass road courses in the service. Yeah, this is gonna go swimmingly. But then I looked at the fuel on the pace lap for half 2, and I'm like, fuel's gonna be closer than I thought. Nah, and people aren't gonna have issues with fuel. And then I saw people pit early. I'm like, oh my god, I might be able to sneak my way onto the podium with some more fuel shenanigans like I usually do. And yeah, the weird thing is it really didn't take a whole lot of saving for me. Like I was already kind of so easy on the throttle and not putting a whole lot of input in that I was really only having to coast like on the Sam Posey straight, trying to eke out just a smidge more. So once I made it to lap 33, I'm like, holy crap. But yeah, the second half of that race was stressful with having Darren right on my butt and then DJ right after. Like, I have no idea how I even choked that one away because I don't think I took a breath the entirety of the last 20 laps, man. I'm just exhausted from that one.
And you know what were some of the most? I mean, I think this question, if we were to ask every driver, it probably varies depending on who you ask. But aside from that hill, which is obviously, I think, probably the most treacherous part of the racetrack, where do you think you made your money tonight?
I think it kind of varied depending on the time of the race. Like for most of the race, it was a bit of a struggle getting through the second half of the track. But at the second half of the second half, that's where I was able to kind of, for the most part, kind of keep them behind. You know, I was able to get up the hill and carry a lot of speed and not do a burnout once we got up the hill. But there were a few times where I almost threw it away because it's just so hard to get the line right in the penultimate corner. It's so easy to just miss it by a little bit and just kind of push right off. Or if you hit it too early and you just wall up that inside curb and it about yeets you all the way to Massachusetts. But yeah, I was able to eke out just enough of a gap on DJ in those last 5 laps through those corners to keep him from being able to make a move, because I thought he had me dead to rights with how quickly he caught us. But yeah, thank God I was able to hold on just enough to hold on to the position.
I'm not gonna hog it all myself here. Goody, Adam, Carlos, Vic. I know. I think Vic might have a. I'm very curious if Vic has that special question he asked earlier or not. But anybody have questions here for James?
I got one. So we're sitting there watching your car go around in slow motion here, and it looks like it might be one of a very few cars that doesn't have a scratch on it.
Yeah, I got a 0x too.
Tell me,
Wow.
tell me, to someone who absolutely is terrible at this, you just drove 65 laps in a stock car and didn't touch anything and didn't go off track once. Like, where does that come from? How much time have you put into this?
I put in about, let me see here. I put in about 42 laps of practice in tonight's session, and then probably about 35 laps of practice in yesterday's practice. Really, it was just, for me, it was about, pushing as hard as I could to see how hard I was able to push. What I enjoy about this car, stock cars on road courses in general, and transversely why I suck at cars that actually belong on a road course, is with those you have to drive it to the edge, but it's a lot harder for me to find that. For a stock car, you have to drive it to its edge, and it's a lot easier for me to understand the very edge on what the car is capable of, and then just kind of keeping it as close as I can and just keeping it on that razor's edge, and just muscle memory of what my pedals are doing, what I'm feeling, and just riding that wave through the corner and just being able to get it to where I can do that lap in and lap out. And without that, I don't hold on to this podium, because I had to drive pretty much perfectly those entire last 20 laps.
65 laps, 0x. I bow to you on that one, sir. That's amazing. So, good job, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, one thing before I hand you back over to Matt too is, looking at the big picture of the chase offs are coming up. I think you were right around fifth in points. Coming into tonight. You know, having a podium finish will definitely help. But it seems like in general that the runs for you are starting to get better. Even, you know, despite of the good position, seems like you're starting to kind of turn it up. Maybe get a feel for this Gen 6 high horsepower car. What's kind of your outlook? Kind of, you know, as we wind down the regular season and head into the chase-offs.
I think what's helping me out is we're getting into a part of the schedule that is a little better for me. You know, I've said it multiple times in our interviews. I'm not really a stock car guy. I am a short track guy. So I always tend to be kind of decent at best on anything bigger than a mile and a half and bigger. So for the most part, it wasn't really tracks that I know I could go out and do well at. You know, a lot of mile and a halves, and one of the two short tracks that I absolutely do not do well at in Milwaukee. So with Richmond and New Hampshire being, you know, short tracks, technically New Hampshire short track, a road course, and then next week at a dirt track, you know, these are areas where I tend to do better. These are more tracks I feel comfortable at. So that is why I've been able to do a little better. I'm not kind of on the back foot getting what I can out of a track that I know does not match my driving style whatsoever.
Yeah, it's certainly. I think it's paying off right now, and looking forward to seeing what you can do, Matt. You can take it away again.
Vic, are you asking that question to everybody?
I guess not.
Oh, he
Yeah.
seems busy. We can ask him, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, all right, James. Regular cake or ice cream cake?
I think it kind of depends on what flavor of the cake it is. Because I really only tend to like chocolate. So if it's a chocolate regular cake, then I'm going to go with that. If it's a chocolate ice cream cake, then I'm going to go with that. For whatever reason, plain white cake, I've just never really liked. But get me some chocolate cake, and now we're talking.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's it then. Hey, if you've got any shout outs or thanks to give, go ahead.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, what I really wanted to get the podium for is one of my closest friends just became a dad earlier this afternoon, so I really wanted to get on the podium. Yeah, I really wanted to get on the podium to give him a shout out and say congrats, Papa Bizzle. I gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing, of course. Use code WATSPIN39 for 10% off at checkout. Martin Sports Sim Racing Apparel, Chris Graham and the National Racing Network. ZAS Designs, who did do the scheme I had on tonight, and Dizzy V Designs and Bojo Designs as always. Gotta thank our new sponsor to the organization, Boomer's Button Boxes. You might want to check them out here in the next few weeks. There may or may not be some boxes with the familiar Watson tricolor, you know, the radioactive piss, basically Xanose, and unhealthy grapes. By the way, all those names for the colors was came up with by our very own Zach Evans. So you have him to thank
nice
for all that. And my folks for watching at home, and you guys for putting together an awesome broadcast.
All right. Hey, James, thank you. Another good run tonight here. We'll see you getting down and dirty next week. And I do mean that literally.
Oh.
Don't know how much of a dirt racer you are, but I guess we'll find out.
Oh, for the most part, it hasn't really translated on iRacing outside of the Dirt Legend, but I am a third generation dirt track driver in real life. So I got my family heritage riding behind me next week. So hopefully I don't choke.
No, I hope you don't choke either. Thank you again, James. Have a good night.
You too, guys. Thank you.
It's James Watson kicking off our top 3 interviews here. Unfortunately,
Johnny
that's all you hear from me
Eckert-esque,
tonight.
interview.
Yeah, I
Johnny
know, it
Eckert-esque.
ran.
Yeah. Well, next up we'll have Peeler taken away with Bojo and Ray Bracy.
See you guys next week. Thank you guys.
Yep. See you, Matt. You
Let's
ready?
see.
You
Yep,
ready,
go
Peeler?
ahead and get him up here.
Boom.
What's up, the fellow Carolinian here from South Carolina, Mr. Boho Ray Bracy? Dude,
Hey.
second place. Hell yeah. Doing it for the Carolinas. Tell me about how you did it, dude. The car looks amazing, clean. Hell of a race, dude.
Yeah. Well, I turned left a little bit and then I turned right, and it freaking
Yeah.
worked. I don't know.
Great job.
Oh, great.
I had a lot
Great
of time to think
analysis.
about my answer there. I just. No, it's like I mentioned in the pre-race. Like I just played it as conservatively as possible. I went for the one stop because I figured, a lot of people were doing it, so it had to be possible. And I was running in the high gears most of the time anyway. Only went to second gear like the first, like up and down over there. I don't know what you call it, but yeah. I just played very conservatively, and somehow that kept me going. I was very patient too. There was a lot of time where I was stuck behind like Keenan, and it was fun. I was stuck behind Ryan Vargas for like 5-10 laps. I can't remember. So that was actually a cool experience for me. And then he decided to go with the 2-stopper, so I pulled ahead there. So that was fun too. Yeah, I just didn't have the magic Ryan Gavel had, but it was cool.
Man, you got 2 top 5s. That's a hell of a race in
Yeah.
any night. I mean, you were clean, you were smooth. It didn't look like you put a wheel wrong most of the night, so congrats on that.
Well, so I have the broadcast in another screen, and I heard, I don't know, I forget who. One of you guys were like, "Man, that's a clean looking car you got there." And then like 5 laps later, I turn one, I miss it, and I go in the grass. I don't think you guys caught it, but yeah,
When
Little
will
detour.
people learn their lessons?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
it wasn't as
Dude.
bad as the money shifting thing I did the other week, but yeah, that was.
I'll let it
2
slide.
seconds,
I'll let it slide mostly because I'm a little tired. I don't want to go back and find it.
Yeah.
Did you honestly expect to get 2 top 5s coming in tonight, or what was your actual goals? Planning, you know?
Well, I had this race circled literally on my calendar. I was like, this is a race I'm gonna have good result. As long as I stay clean of all the chaos, I can and just keep my head down, drive. I'll be fine, because a lot of people here don't like road courses, and I love road courses. So, and I've driven Lime Rock like a million times on different cars, Xfinity, Formula V, all the D-class, C-class cars that drive it. I do it. Mazda, yeah. So I'm very familiar. I mean, it's very basic track, but it's very, like the hill, for instance. You can never get used to the hill, I think. You just have to kind of find the right amount of throttle when you get to
Ray?
the top of it. Yeah.
Oh, he found it.
He found it.
Oh, yeah. I found it. Me found it. Yeah.
There we go.
Me
Turns
found
out,
it. Yeah, there you go.
I forgot I could just search somebody's name.
Look,
So,
look,
yeah.
He was just practicing for next week. He knew he was about to go second. He knew he was good to go. He was getting some practice in.
I was cooling the tires down. It was helping catch up a little bit.
Goody, Carlos, Vic, you got anything for Mr. Boho?
Ice cream cake or regular cake?
Ice cream cake or regular cake? I don't want to be lame and say it depends, but I think most of the time I'll say ice cream cake, because that's just, when it's something about it being colder makes it more special. I can't explain it, and it's the more delicious to me. And I
Cookie
guess
cake is an acceptable answer as well.
oh, like the Great American cookie cakes and things like
Yeah,
that.
the big cookie cakes. Yeah.
There you go.
Stay
don't know
tuned
if
for
they
my
have that out.
opinions.
Nah.
Ooh.
Sounds
You know,
good.
one thing I have to ask you here, because there was a point there, Gavel had a pretty big lead, but you were actually keeping pace with them. You know, you weren't too far off your best lap up from Ryan Gavel. What in a situation, you know, we were up here in the booth praying for maybe a late caution just for for us for chaos factor.
Oh.
Could you have made a run for, you know, you're talking about driving kind of conservatively tonight. Do you think if there was a 3-lap shootout, do you think you could have drove it hard and maybe even contended for victory here tonight?
I think I would have had to really. Well, it depends. I don't know how conservative Ryan was, but I would be more worried about the people behind me because a lot of them pitted earlier. So I feel like I'd be defending as much as I'd be attacking. I'd have to make a really strong push in those first turns to really decide if I can get the first place. Reminds me of like Kyle Busch in the playoffs at the Roval recently, where he was like in second place and he really had to make that first turn stick or else he would have been out, and he didn't make it. So that's what I feel like that would have been. I would have probably not gotten it. And then I think people who pitted twice were like right behind me, so I would have probably fell back. So that's why I was really hoping there was no cautions. I saw a lot of people on the walls, and every time I'm like just praying to cross my fingers, just stay over there. You just hug the wall. you get nice scenery view over there. Yeah, no, it's a little lucky that a couple of people up front dropped out. I don't know what happened to Gavin. There was one point where we were going up the hill. It was me, Gavin, and Keaton. Gavin had just slipped up. I don't know what happened, but I was like in the middle of a 3-wide going up the hill, and I was about to freak out because I was like, this is how the race ends. And then I saw Gavin fall back. I was like, well, because I know Gavin has at least as much pace as I do, so I feel like he would have probably gotten ahead of me if he stayed in the race. So I got a little lucky that something happened to him. And then some other people, like I don't know what happened to Joe. I know he's really fast too. I'm using those two as an example because I raced against them Tuesday and they had a fun battle then. But yeah, this was just such a great race. Like I can't put the words. Like 2 top 5 finishes, including a second place. Got to race with a NASCAR driver. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I appreciate OSCA for kind of getting that done. This is really fun.
All right, man. Any more shout outs you need to give before you get out here tonight for that old boho machine?
Oh yeah. Shout out to my wife as always, who I love. She's probably working right now on the computer, so I'm about to probably make some food for her. Shout out to Team Watson Racing. It's funny. James came in third. He was basically giving me pointers. I was like, all right, you're gonna be in this gear on this turn, this gear on that turn. So I really took that advice to heart, and that probably helped me save fuel for the race too. So I didn't come as prepared as I should for like strategy, I guess, but I figure as long as I drive well, I'll be all right. So big shout out to Team Watson Racing, Zach and Kyle as well. And a shout out to, well, I don't really have a sponsor. The Bojo is me, so shout out to my sponsors who are really cool.
A little bit of self promo, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, little ego boost there, you know. Shout out to me, who's awesome, basically. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys for putting on the broadcast as always, and I always love the chance of being an interview because it's like I don't get it very often, so I try to treasure it as much as I can.
All right, man. Get ready to get dirty next week on the dirt track.
That's right. See you then.
And that was Mr. Ray Bracey coming home second tonight in the second half and fifth in the first half.
Heck yeah, that was an awesome run for Bojo here tonight. But next up, we'll bring in Ryan Gavel, our feature winner here tonight. And Gavel, man, you put on a clinic in the feature race, but man, it could have almost been a sweep because you were right in the mix of things in our sprint, but got tangled up battling with Gavin Hibbs and Ryan Vargas. But man, what was up with that speed tonight, man? Where I don't know if you ever drove this track car combination before, but you were hella fast tonight.
Yeah, no, I had not driven until practice started, to be honest. But I do love the road courses with the stock cars. It's been a while since I've driven these cars on a road course. I got some experience in these things. Where was it here? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at Richmond, when I drove this #1 machine, and it was a good time. These cars are a lot of fun. And on the road courses, they're really a blast. That first race was so much fun, racing with Gavin and Ryan and Cam Rich there. We were going at it. It's unfortunate that we tangled there because I mean, the top three of us for that entire race were just nose to tail digging and racing hard. That was really, really fun. I'm glad that happened because yeah, as much as I love to win that second half, man, I'm sorry I spanked them like that because that was a little bit boring. But I really enjoyed the racing, and even just going around that track. That's a really, really fun track. But making that one-stop strategy work was definitely the difference maker.
Yeah, it was. We kind of were keeping a close eye on what strategy was going to work the best. But, overall, you looked relatively smooth. I think out of anyone, we've seen Vargas, our first feature, or the sprint winner, I should say. He was sideways almost every corner. But for the most part, kind of watching you look maybe the smoothest. And I don't know if that kind of played into your hands, despite of Cameron Rich having the internet issues, Gavin having his issues as well, but to dominate the field, I guess, that much, was it just kind of having that smooth, steady hand as I guess as much as you can in these cars?
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually awful at saving tires and that kind of thing, but I knew to kind of keep it calm. Those cars were really, really loose if you were pushing, and I knew to try to keep it a little calm. But the way things went in that second race, I was kind of just cruising, and it all happened really fast where, the other guys had their issues, and I was able to get to the front without actually pushing too hard because it was early in the race. Then by the time I took the lead and I pulled away from Vargas a little bit, and then I noticed, took the two-stop strategy, and I had always kind of been committed to that one-stop, thinking it was doable. So once he came in, I put it in cruise control basically for the rest of the race. I mean, I was just not even, I don't want to say I wasn't trying, but I was kind of just cruising. And after my stop, seeing where I came out side by side with him for the lead, and he still needed to make a stop, so I could, that whole second half of the race, I kind of just had it in cruise control, which was definitely a big advantage because I think getting around that racetrack, you just want to, slow is fast. It's one of those deals where just cruising around on a long run like that is pretty fast because I wasn't trying a little bit there at the end, and I was still clicking off quick times because you just don't want to be heating up the rear tires. You just want to be kind of cruising around like I was, and it's almost the fastest way to get around, just to avoid mistakes and keep everything cool and in one piece.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and definitely showed it out there tonight. But with this win here tonight, it's the second time we've seen you in this one car. Is that going to get you a couple more races this season?
Yeah, it all kind of is coming down to scheduling. I definitely want to thank my buddy Seth Rawls and Nick and Delicato for giving me the shot in this car. I got to look at my next couple weeks. I know there's a dirt race coming up, isn't there, next week?
Next week, yeah.
Yeah, that might be enticing. That sounds like a good time. So that's what I'm here for, is a good time. I love road courses, so I definitely wanted to get in this one. So, but yeah, you'll probably see me a couple more times this season. Maybe not on a week-to-week basis, but we'll see. I definitely love racing with you guys. The competition's good up front, and the racing's fun. These cars are really a blast. I had forgotten how much fun they are. So glad I got to be a part of it, and yeah, you'll definitely see me some more. And the race tonight was just more proof that I want to keep doing it because that was a blast.
Yeah, it was certainly fun to watch up here in the booth tonight. But with that, Peeler, got anything for Ryan?
Yeah, I got a question. So I won't talk about the second half too much. I mean, I know you say you stunk up the show, but I mean, that track's not easy to drive. So I don't think you were having the most boring time like you said you were. But I'm more curious about that first half, that battle. I mean, I hope you go back and watch it. We were thoroughly entertained up here. The question I have, and I asked Hibbs the same, was when Vargas was out front and he was able to hold you guys off, kind of driving offline, more than anything compared to the normal line around the S's and stuff. What was that like? Just knowing you guys had the line that you needed, but he was still able to hold you off. Did you learn anything from him? Were you just kind of amazed that he was able to do it? Because we kind of were. So I just wanted to see what you thought from the driver's seat, being behind that and seeing what he could do.
Yeah, that first half was definitely a ton of fun, and honestly, that was some of the best racing I've had. And yeah, it was just really tough to pass. And I started on pole, and I think it was lap 2. I drove the thing off in the grass. That was like the only mistake I made all night. And I threw the thing off in the grass, and I fell back to 4th. Got back by, I think it was Kynan in 3rd, and I drove all the way up because Vargas was, I think Hibbs was a little bit faster. But it was really, really hard to pass someone without the person in front of you. You kind of need the person in front of you to make a mistake, because with the way this track is and this car is, you're not able to get great runs off the corner easily, because every single corner you're just pedaling it on exit, and there's no big straightaways except for the front stretch here. And it was tough to get runs on guys. It was tough to make moves. So we were kind of stuck in line hoping Vargas would make a mistake, and he never really made any. He was slipping and sliding around, and maybe Hibbs was faster than him, maybe not, and maybe I was faster than them both, and you just couldn't do anything. And then Hibbs, I remember he got next to Vargas there and ran side by side with him for a little bit, and I think he burnt up his rear tires. He just got him hot, and he started sliding around for a lap, and he lost it to turn 1 there, and I tried to gun it and get around him and didn't make it, which it is what it is. You know, it's racing. People make mistakes. I was not at all upset about it. That was an absolute blast, and I think we still finished 3rd and 4th. So, and it set up a really good finish up front, because with us racing like we did up front, I mean, Rich there was able to get up and race with Vargas. So no, Vargas did nothing wrong. He ran a really, really good, clean race. He was really fast. He definitely had pace. I mean, he was there for a reason, and it being hard to pass made it a really, really good show. And yeah, I wish first half. I guess I don't wish it could have gone any different, because that was a really good time. But it was almost a perfect night. But I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and I don't think I would have wanted it to go any other way, even with the accident included in there. It was a good time.
Yeah, man. I hope you go back and watch it from our point of view. It was probably the most entertained that I have been up here in the booth all season so far. It was amazing to watch, and you should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I see Vargas is already posting stuff about it too. He's posting clips, so I'm loving all that. And yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was certainly fun to watch. But before we let you go and celebrate your victory tonight, no, Carlos is just showing your last corner. Little show off there.
Yeah,
I thought you did choke
had
it.
a heart attack. Yeah,
I thought about it.
He had like 30 seconds. He could have whipped that thing around, put it in reverse, and got rolling. It'd have been fine.
I thought about doing something dumb, but I decided to. I kind of bailed out a little bit, did a little drift, but you know, I guess I thought they were close. I don't know if he was running out of gas in second or what, because I thought the gap was like 10, 12 seconds, and then I had him by 22. So I don't know if I was just looking at something wrong, but yeah, I guess I should have done something a little more flamboyant, but whatever.
Yeah, I think he went off course. We were just talking to Ray about that. But before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, thanks to Vic here for running this show. It's been a pretty good league. I've been involved with it very briefly. I think a while ago I drove a race or something like that. But I've always heard about you guys doing good stuff, and it's definitely great competition, good league, good time. Love these road courses, so I'm glad I got to run this and do well. Thanks to Seth and everyone at Shift Esports for giving me the chance to drive the one car tonight. Good time. And yeah, you guys up in the booth do a great job. These broadcasts, I try to watch them when I can, and they're a good time. You guys do a terrific job up here, and yeah, thanks for everyone who tunes in and watches. And yeah, that was a hell of a race.
Hey man, don't be a stranger. We'd love to see you back as much as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I definitely should be back in a couple more this season.
Oh, and I may have called you gravel by accident at one point. Just
oh, don't worry. I get it all. There's no such thing as a correct pronunciation for my last name. So I mean, gravel. I guess
it's definitely not. It's not gavel. It's Gable, isn't it?
That's what I've been told. So that's what I've been trying to stick with lately. But yeah, Gavel, Gavel, either one. Honestly,
How do your
But not
parents
gravel.
say your last name?
so my
They're
parents
not
don't even know what's right. So I've gone to the
What?
grandparents. No, the grandparents on my dad's side. So the Gavel is what my grandmother on my dad's side says, but I've even asked, and no one's really positive. Is the honest truth. But I've been trying to stick with Gavel, but Gavel I don't even correct people if they say Gavel unless they ask. Then I say Gavel, but it isn't gravel, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got
No, it's
tongue-tied.
okay.
See-
It's okay.
know,
I'm
that-
not offended.
We're narrowing it down a little bit here. Is
Yes,
what it is.
I'm
yeah.
not offended. It's okay. I've been in like some serious conversations with serious people, and they've asked if I'm related to David Gravel after the entire conversation. So, yeah, no, I've been there. It's all right. I'm not offended. It's it's all good.
Well, thanks again for racing with us tonight, and congratulations on the win. And I am really wanting to see you run it high, wide, and handsome on the Charlotte Dirt Track next week. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I am curious as to how this thing drives there, so I might just have to do it. I'm somewhat committed to the Elite Racing League. I run over there, and they got the sports car thing that happens on Thursdays, but it's at a track I don't even own, so I don't know if I want to spend those $12 to run that when I could have some fun at a damn old dirt track in a cup car. So I might just join y'all.
I might have to do some convincing.
Let's just point that out. These don't have dirt tires, so
So the challenge is real, Ryan. The challenge is real.
Hey, I say you do it because I'll be in the race and I'd love to be able to race with you. So I say you do it.
Yeah. No, I love the idea because, it's not like I'm involved in any sort of championship. I'm just here for a good time and good results. So if I get wrecked out, I don't really care. I love it.
Heck yeah, we'll be looking forward to it. Well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for next Thursday, but if we don't, there's plenty of good races. I think it'll be fun to watch you out there as well. Hopefully, we'll see you out there.
Yeah. I've just pulled up your schedule, and I see a couple that I like. So, yeah, we'll definitely see you this season. Hopefully, I come up here and talk to you again, hoping for some more success. I'm out here to checkers or wreckers, I guess, because I got nothing to lose, but that was good fun tonight. Got a little bit of both, a little bit of success and a little bit of fun racing in that first race. So glad it was a successful night for everyone, I thought. So I enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Ryan, not Gavel. The winner tonight.
Thanks, Goody. Thanks, Goody.
All right, we'll send him away. And again, winner of half number 2. And with that, one hell of a show we had here tonight. And with domination, awesome racing between 4 guys under a blanket there at one time. And next week, Charlotte on the dirt should be a fun one to watch. And you can tune in right here, same time, same place next Thursday night, right here on 3Y TV. But for Carlos, Adam, Matt, Vic, and myself, thank you all for tuning in this week. And until next time, good night now.